Hey, welcome back to another episode of Instant Rom Podcast. I'm your host, Juan. As always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. So check it out. Nothing has been happening at all in my life.
Cool. Okay. A few things have happened in our lives. First of all, we're no longer recording at your father's house.
Yes, that's true.
We're recording at your place.
Yeah.
Because, you know what?
It's got more anime shit.
Yeah.
It's just... It does have a lot of anime shit.
It was cool for your dad to let us borrow his spot. He does live in a secluded place, so there weren't any like wild noises we hear in the background. We didn't have to deal with the construction at my place or the super hotness of my place. But your room definitely feels more like we belong in we deserve to have an anime podcast.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a little bit cramped because
we didn't think this through.
A little bit that, and a little bit like,
I think it's like the second time I've actually ever been in your room, and this is the second room.
Yeah, and this room I just put together, and I feel like I did it at the optimum time. I did it about a week ago.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, I was like all inspired, like, oh, I need to make my room a room. So I finally like took the Nichijou figure out of the box, set that up. I know.
Is that what we call it?
Yeah, that's what we call it.
Took the old Nichijou figure out of the box.
That is that reference. And then I hung up all my posters.
Where is your figure? Is it behind you somewhere?
It's all behind you.
Okay.
There's like a shitload of them.
Cool. I get a good look at your closet and a bunch of posters. Besides us moving here, recording here, I'm back. I was gone last week.
Yeah, it was a great week without you because we got Sierra, which is like your second in line.
Yeah,
it was cool seeing how she works in the whole instant ramen world.
I super enjoyed listening to that episode. It was fun to hear, two people I care about talking about another thing I care about.
Yeah,
so it was fun, and you guys seemed to have a good time. There's a bunch of bullshit that was said though. Apparently, I love the butt anime.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that. Like, I was like, I thought you didn't like that.
No, Sierra said I loved it. I was like, I don't love it. I'm like, I respect it for what it is, and it's fine. I never finished all of it. I did try to make her watch it. She was not having it.
Oh, man, it was a fun time.
What else? And then it's killing me because she said that she's watched.
Oh, this fucked me too.
Yeah, she watched two shows specifically. Ones that we talked about, which is Mob Psycho, and then something else, whatever.
Right.
And then she's like, and I watched this other one, and we're like, oh, and she said it was like the worst anime ever. And I'm like,
what the fuck show was that?
You instantly say Handshakers, and while I'm driving in my car listening to this, I was like, yeah, Handshakers, and she's just like, no, it wasn't that. I was like, what?
And you pulled the car over, and you were like, what the fuck?
I was like, what worse anime did we? And it just,
I feel like there's nothing. I feel like there are certain levels that we have never reached before Handshakers. Like Handshakers is the end all
be all of worst animes ever. But yeah, that's been eating away at me. But really, honestly, I had a really good time listening to that podcast. I had a really good time hearing you and her talk, and I enjoyed it. Maybe I should just leave more often. But before we get before we get into more of what we're up to this week, we're talking about Pokemon.
That's true. We are talking about Pokemon, and the reason for that is the new Pokemon movie came out, which is a slight retelling of the original Pokemon stories, like the actual episodes, not the movie.
What's that region?
Nostalgia, mostly.
No, the first region.
Oh, the region, not the reason. Kanto.
The Kanto region. Yeah, so... sadly, I wasn't able to watch that, so I had to watch some other thing to supplement the Pokemon issue. Anyways, we're going to be talking about Pokemon in a bit. We don't talk about Pokemon a lot. We did for a while when Pokemon Go came out. And when the Pokemon Sun and Moon came out.
Yeah, and Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon just came out.
Did you get it?
No, not yet. Here's the thing. I'm still on the fence about it. I'm interested in it because it seems like they did add a lot. I was talking to Neil about it this morning. He said that it has every Pokemon that's ever come out.
Ooh.
It has all of them except for the mythical ones. So no Mew, no Celebi, no Victini, no Shaman, none of that stuff.
No Mewtwo?
Jirachi. It has Mewtwo, yeah.
Oh.
Dude, Mewtwo's got like two forms. Mewtwo X and Y.
X and Y, yeah.
And so it has like all those legendaries and whatnot in it. It's just got so much fucking shit. And they added in new worlds and new like fun mini games and just tons and tons of stuff. But I'm also like, is it worth it?
Yeah, is it really worth it?
I want to do it, especially now. Like back in, junior high school. I was playing Pokemon for a bit. I played some Silver for a while, and then I got into Emerald. And with Emerald, I decided that I would try to make a living dex, which is where you catch every single Pokemon that there's ever been that you possibly can, and you have all of them. Not just like you have them and evolve them, but like all of them.
Every individual one, yeah. So you don't get you don't just got like a Squirtle made in Blastoise. You got Squirtle, Wartortle, and a Blastoise.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I did my best to do that, and I spent like a couple years playing it, and I didn't do it. That's how much effort it takes. And Neil was like, I think I might do this. I'm like, what the fuck? It takes so much time. I told him that story, and then he's like, yeah, I think it might take like 1,500 hours. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm like, Neil, you're an old man. This is making a living dex is a young man's sport. Okay, you can dedicate your whole life to it. It's not something you just like, I'm gonna go to the Olympics. I can't do that now at my age.
No, you cannot, and that's a damn shame because you would look great on the silver screen like that.
I would.
They call the anything Olympic related silver, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Pokemon I got into was Crystal. I remember that.
Yeah, man. You know why I liked Crystal? Chris was the main character.
Really?
Yeah, with a K.
Chris? Don't you get to name yourself whatever you want, though?
Yeah, but like they come with setup names. I think it was like Chris, Krys, or something like that. And I was like, that's me, but a girl.
Yeah, I liked Crystal a lot. Played that one, and then after. My cousins had moved from LA and lived with us for a bit, and they had a Game Boy Color, and they had that game, and I wouldn't play it. I'd watch them play it, and then one day they're like, you know what, you can play it. I was like, what? Like, whoa. I can play it too? And I was horrible at it, but I still played it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And then later on, I got like older, and I got like old copies of like blue version, and even like the yellow. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try these in gold and silver, and then I played those. Like these are fun. They're ugly, but they're fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, so besides Pokemon, let's just talk about what's good, I guess. So yeah, I went to LA. I saw a Rams game.
Yeah, how was that? How was that?
It was fun. I had a good time. The trip was a little weird because like I enjoyed what I did with like going to Little Tokyo, and watching a football game.
Right.
I had nothing really invested in the game besides like I had a player on the team that was in my fantasy league, and he did really good. So I was like, yeah, man, every time.
Fantasy football. Yeah,
I didn't care about either of the teams who won it, but I was like, hey, this is fun to watch a game.
Yeah.
And Little Tokyo was fun. Had really good ramen, which I was really happy about.
Hell yeah, dude. I was so fucking jealous.
I found a really cool bar downtown in Little Tokyo, which I didn't see last time. I was like, which we're gonna go to next.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this because it sounds insane. Go ahead.
It's pretty cool. The only problem was like the guy I went with. It was like a buddy from school, and he had like some issues with his parents, like some passive aggressive bullshit, and I was kind of thrown in the middle of it, and it was like it was a little uncomfortable. So I like the guy a lot, but I don't think I'd ever go on a trip with him and his parents again.
Right. I understand that.
But yeah, I mean, I still had a good time. In the grand scheme of things, like it was, I had a good time.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Besides that, I've been watching all the animes I usually watch.
Okay. Which are? Let's just go through them again. It's been a little bit.
Welcome to the Ballroom.
Okay.
Boruto.
Cool.
We also watch Zodiac Wars. What else do we watch? Black Clover.
Yeah.
And then that's what I watch with Sierra. And then I on my own watch also Kino's Journey.
Yeah.
And I haven't gone around. No, and what's the other one? The My Hero guy, old dude. And I haven't gone around to watching any more of the Tank Chicks,
I watched a couple episodes of that.
I want to see some more of that.
Yeah.
And then I haven't gone around to seeing more of what's it called?
Just Because.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Anyways, those are the things I watch every week.
That's like a lot of stuff, man. I've been kind of slacking on it a little bit, but I've been getting back into it. I keep up with Zodiac Wars, and let me tell you, I am excited to see what's going to happen. Yeah. The characters that they've been focusing on lately are pretty interesting.
Yeah. I'm surprised at the way things are going. I'm like, in my head, I was like, this person's gonna make it about this far, that person's gonna go about this far, and I was like, whoa, really? Is this what's going on? Okay, game changer, I guess.
Yeah, and this last episode, they had like little flashback thing. The whole thing was flashbacks, but so we got they've been doing that in order to tell us about the characters. That's fine, whatever. But we got a flashback to the beginning because the first episode starts and somebody's already dead, and it shows us how they died.
Yeah.
And then it also shows another character that was doing some shit that causes the room to collapse in the first episode. And we didn't. That's the thing that I'm fucking disappointed about. And I wish that we could have seen more with. And I think we are going to see a lot more of it too. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And I'm happy to learn, because the whole time I'm thinking, like, what's their power?
Yeah.
And we finally got to learn it. And it's really hard talking about this show without spoiling anything. So we can't say their names or anything.
We were not going to spoil it. Definitely when it's time for wrap up, though, we're going to be like, look, man.
Huge spoilers.
Here it comes.
We're fucking going for it.
Because I am dying to talk about that show, because I really enjoy that show.
Yeah, it's fun. And, like, it's not... Some of the animation's not that great.
No, yeah,
but
exactly.
Fuck, I'm, like, really into it. And I love the intro and outro songs.
Oh, yeah, I agree. No, it's a fun show. It's not perfect, and it's hard to find a perfect show, at the end of the day. But... that show, it definitely...
Except for Steins Gate.
Yeah, it's definitely entertaining, though. So it's like, it's for sure something we want to talk about. And we will, but just not now. Yeah. I also watched Darker Than Black, which is an anime.
You were telling me you were checking that out.
It's an anime that my friends from school invited me over to watch. Like, sure.
Yeah.
We get there, and like, we're going to start watching it. It's not on Crunchyroll. It's not on Hulu. It's not on Netflix. I'm like, fuck. And I was like, and they're like, and they're all saying, like, who the fuck owns the rights to this guy? And I was like, hold on, guys. I got.
Funimation.
I'm like, they didn't have fun. So I'm like, I look up. It's like, guys, I got one more trick up my sleeve.
All right.
Amazon Prime. Amazon Strike. It was fucking there.
No way.
Yeah, and they're like, what the fuck is Amazon Strike? It's like, oh, it's some fucking bullshit, is what it is. So
I'm still upset about it, but I
do enjoy it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I enjoy it. I'm just upset that we have so many subscription services and that they came along so late into the game too.
Anyways, so this is the show we're talking about. It's Darker Than Black. I've never seen it before. It's done by Bones. It's an older show. They described it one way, and I was like, I started watching. I was like, and it's definitely dated. Like, the show's definitely older. It's got like older animation styles. The pacing for some things are a little slower than others, but it's still a really cool concept, and I think it was an entertaining show for the most part. I got only 5 episodes deep before I did come play Pathfinder.
Yeah.
But by the 5th episode, I was definitely like, okay, I want to see where this goes. Essentially, the premise is like there's this big like old like crater or something that was like that crashed next to this big old city, so they surrounded it by this big old walls, and the night sky no longer has like stars. Like, they're just like all the stars are gone, so they're all artificial.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, they're all artificial. And then these things called contractors starting appearing, which are essentially like these people who gain some sort of powers, but when they use their power, they have to do something after using the power, which is called their contract. And for example, like one of the main characters, well, not main characters, one of the characters that we see like in the very first like 2 minutes of the show can fly. Well, it's not fly. What his power is to like make things not have gravity.
Okay.
And so he can use it to fly, essentially. But after he's done using his powers, before he can use it again, he has to complete his contract. And his contract is he has to break 2 of his fingers.
That sounds pretty fucked up. Does he have like regenerative powers?
No, he's just like a normal dude. Like his power is like to fly, right? To stop making gravity move. But if he wants to keep using his powers, he has to break his fingers to complete his contract.
But then after he breaks 2 of his fingers, he's good to go.
Then he can use his power again, and then when he's done with that, he has to do the contract and break 2 more fingers.
How brief are these periods of using your powers?
That's the thing that's kind of because what's cool about the show is that it drops in this world. There's already rules. Everybody understands the rules, but we don't. So you kind of they never. And what I really like is they don't spoon feed you. They don't like.
I really appreciate that.
They don't explain to you what everybody's specific powers are. You just have to kind of put the pieces together. So for some people, it's more like, oh, every time after they use it, they have to do it, because some contracts are way less than other contracts, and it really depends on how good your power is. Okay, the cooler the power are, the more like intense the contracts are. So from what I gather, this guy was using his power for like a hot minute, for intensely for like taking gravity off a bunch of things because he was trying to escape some people, and so then he like must have reached to the limit of his power before he had to use the contract again. So that's what happened. Sure, but we had this other character that we see later. Is he shoots things he makes things turn into like projectiles, he points at a bag of rice and all the grains of rice turn into essentially bullets and just like go flying and just kill people. And his contract is he has to go eat weeds, so he just goes outside, finds like a dandelion and starts chewing on it. So it can be anything from breaking your fingers to chewing weeds. One guy has to like every time he uses his contract, which was a really dope power, which was he could replace things. Like he would like say he could hold this like bed and he would replace it with like the door, and they just swap spots essentially. Yeah. So one part he he held onto some rock and replaced somebody's heart, so that the rock switched places with that person's heart and they died. It was really cool. His contract was he had to like arrange some rocks in a pattern, in like an 8x4 pattern, like in like a specific order. And because he was trying to do his contract, someone came and killed him because he didn't have enough time to complete it and use his powers again. So super dope. Anyways, that's like kind of like the basic laydown of the show, and we have a main character.
Sounds pretty cool.
And he is like essentially all these like these people have these powers. These called contractors. Like they're not bad people, but a lot of them end up working for like seedy organizations because like they're muscles. You know, like you can do this weird thing and protect me. I'll pay you to be a bad guy. So this other guy is part of this other organization that goes out to hunt these contractors down and kill them. And whenever a contractor dies, like one of the stars that's in the sky, like will like shoot, and that means like, oh, somebody died. So yeah, I haven't finished it. It's 24 episodes long. I only got 5 deep. I would like to keep watching it, see what the other guys really like about it, because again, I thought it was entertaining. It's not like really pretty because it's older, but it has a really cool, really good like intro, theme, and song. So it really pumps me up. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely check it out because I want to see what they see in it. And that's anime wise, it's about all I've been watching.
Killer, man. Yeah, I just watched a few episodes of Girls Last Tour. I watched a little bit more MMO Junkie and some Juni Taisen, Zodiac Wars, but not a lot more. Yeah. There's a lot that I still want to watch and I am going to watch, but I've been getting distracted with other shows. Sure. I've been watching Broad City, found out that Man Seeking Woman is back on Hulu.
We watched all Steven Universe. They came back.
Steven Universe, that was fucking great. And then I just found out that season 2 of Baskets is on Hulu, which is the Zach Galifianakis,
yeah. He's a clown, right?
Louis Anderson, yeah. Which it's not that funny. It's just kind of depressing, right? Yeah. And I've fucking love it. So I've been watching season 2, and I'm just having a good time.
Sounds like you're a big like FX fan, yeah, like their stuff.
Yeah, I would have never expected it either.
Yeah,
but I guess I am.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty rad. And then since we played Pathfinder, that was a huge fucking enjoyment.
Yeah, we had a really good episode.
Yeah, it was solid. I thought it was fucking great. The whole plot this time was we were essentially we had to go and figure out what was happening with these missing people. We couldn't figure out why they were missing.
And we were told not to kill anybody, which was really tough for all of us.
We're pretty good at killing things.
Specifically me and Leandra and you, Henry.
We're all good at it, except I'm just good at being there to make you
other
guys
people better at killing. Yeah. So like, because you do get blood on your hands, but rarely do you like kill. Like
yeah, exactly.
You're just like, cool. I want to make you guys stronger so you can kill better. Like
pretty much. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, we had to go and figure out what's going on with that, and then some guy gave us a little hint about like a beholder, and those are giant floating heads with a bunch of like tendrils and one giant eye. Mm-hmm. So we went to where they said it was, and it turned out to be a cyclops.
Which has one giant eye.
Yeah, exactly. So we're like, that makes sense, whatever. And we killed it by almost dying a whole bunch.
Yeah, that was a really dope fight. Kyle's taken it upon it to make it very clear that he's going to make things harder for us. We're not just going to wreck shop anymore, which is fine. I totally understand.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
This is the first time I've ever hit 0, but you healed me, which was pretty dope.
Yeah.
You got down to 2.
I got down to 2 only because I have a special thing which allowed me to like shrug off a giant crit. Yeah. Otherwise I would have been dead, and you would have been dead, and Henry would have been dead. Like it would be gnarly.
It was fun though. I managed to kill the troll with the crossbow. That only did 3 damage, but it only needed 3 more damage to die.
Yeah, so it worked out. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, good time. And then we got items, and
some good shit. And then it turns out that since we thought that was Big Bad, but it turns out Big Bad was the beekeeper.
Yeah.
He was the bee holder. Yeah, some bullshit. Fucking Kyle sending us on dumbass side quests and doing this shit.
We made that joke before, and then Kyle, because this has happened several times where like we'll kind of guess what Kyle's doing accidentally. I accidentally can't guess that we were fighting a vampire. I accidentally said bee holder, and then Henry's like, bee holder, and Kyle's like, ha ha ha, bee holder, and it's like, we could just kill this. In my head, it's like, what if it just...
Yeah, you know what? I immediately was just like, that's going to be what it fucking is. And they're like, whatever, let's have fun.
Yeah, because we could have killed the beholder and been like, Kyle, that's it. And Kyle would have been so mad.
But man, then as soon as we came back and we're all like pretty much dead, we had to start another fight for like just a second. And then our NPC bro just threw an axe at the guy, and he's just like a regular dude.
So he had like shit health,
We got the old key and saved our friend's family.
Yeah, which he didn't seem to care about much, which is fine. We cared more about,
I was fucking into it. I was like, that was a well done, well written out, like, little story. And it had a lot of progress with some other shit going on with this magic man who's done some bad shit, and he burnt down some things, and apparently our friend just completely bailed on him.
Yeah.
But they were supposed to be together, and it's like, who's good, who's bad kind of deal, and we don't know what's going on with it. I'm excited to figure it out. And we got my favorite character.
Silver?
Yeah, Silver Snake.
So we, in the past, went to these moving temples, and there's like these 4 precious metals, which are just like these essentially metals, but they're also like animals, and it's like Egyptian kind of isk. And we've met Gold before. It was a cat.
Gold the cat.
And now we met Silver the Snake, and he's like essentially like a bro dude. He's just like, "Sigh, dude, I'm Silver."
I thought that was fucking hilarious. Kyle did a great job.
Oh man, I can't wait to. And like we were like, I wanted to hang out with him, but then we told him what's going on. He's like, "Oh, I gotta go," and he's like, "Oh fuck, don't make you chase you down, Silver."
And he fucking flew off, but he told us to go find his buddies. So we got to find the old jackal and the vulture.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm pretty excited about like all that, and I don't know. It's just been a really, really fun time lately. I feel like we haven't been able to do Pathfinder as much.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's been more fun when we do get together for it.
For sure.
I don't know.
We also leveled up, which is really nice. Got new stuff.
And now I have 69 health, which is a premonition for our upcoming episode here. I'm getting excited about that.
I have 71, so I'm now officially the tank again.
Congrats.
Yep.
We're doing good.
Yeah, so that's our lives essentially, which is kind of cool. Oh, I'm also on break for Thanksgiving, which is nice.
Dude, yeah.
I don't really do Thanksgiving, but I do not going to school for a week, which is fun.
Hell yeah. I'm on, today was day 7 of 9 of working in a row. So tomorrow's day 8. Pretty stoked. I'm about to fucking wrap it up. I'm so fucking excited to just sit back and do nothing.
How many days you can have off too?
1.
Nice.
And it's all Thanksgiving related, and it's going to be some fucking family bullshit. I know there's going to be some stupid shit going on. That's what, like, when I was growing up and people would always talk about all this family drama and whatnot, I was like, my family's fine. There's nothing weird going on. It was all good. And now I'm just like, people fucking suck, and I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it.
I don't know, man. I don't have that issue. Growing up the way my parents did, we never celebrated anything. So,
yeah, exactly.
So whenever holidays come around, I was like, cool. We don't ever have to like, oh, this is like a horrible, great time where people complain about like, it was awesome, we had great food, but then like Uncle Joe said this Uncle Bill, and now we're in a huge fight again. Me, it's much like, cool, man, I get another day off, and I always hang out with my parents. It's fine.
Yeah. No, that should be super chill, though. I'm stoked about food, but I'm also trying to eat less.
Why?
Lately. Well, I don't know if you know how, like, big I am, but I'm a pretty big dude.
You've always been a big dude, though.
Yeah, but I've blown up over the last few years. And there have been times where I'm like, I'll cut out soda, and then I don't do much. Cutting out soda's hard.
Yeah,
but
because
like,
you love soda.
Yeah, I do. So I've been regulating that a lot lately, and I've been eating very little compared to what I normally would, which is I eat because it tastes good. Is some people eat because like they want to feel something, and feeling full is like something like that's an actual thing.
Yeah.
That's not the reason I overeat. I overeat because it tastes fucking good. And like I will eat through the pain of being full because it's so fucking good.
I hate being full. It's a painful thing.
It is, but like then after you do it enough, your stomach expands. That's the fucking thing.
You work through the pain.
Yeah. So now I've been eating a lot less, and my like stomach has shrunk, and now like I don't eat as much,
can't go as hardcore,
which is good for Thanksgiving coming up here. But I'm also like, fuck, I'm gonna want to eat so many things.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, I should try to eat better, but like also, I'm all right, I guess. I did try to quit soda. I did quit soda for all of like 8 months.
Damn.
And then I was like, fuck this. You know what really would go really good with some chicken teriyaki?
Fucking any soda.
Orange soda.
Okay. Orange soda's what broke it.
Yeah, I had to. It was just dying. But yeah, soda's bad for you. You eat a lot of sweets too. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, I do, but I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't been like eating any of the sweets that I get every month. It's mostly just a thing where I'm like, this tastes good. Friends, try all this.
Oh yeah, I ate all of your whales.
Yeah, and you fucking downed a lot of the orange balls too, which I'm stoked about because I wasn't super into them, and I wasn't sure if they're gonna go away. Yeah, exactly. They do taste okay, but I'm not super stoked on that. anyways, yeah, it's become more of a Chris is the sweets guy, but now I just feel like I'm the grandma of the group. I always have candy around, but I don't eat it all the time, you know?
That's so true, because like I'm not a big candy guy, but when I come to your house, I'm like, cool, there's candy here. I'll eat some, and I'll eat more candy than I ever eat anywhere, you know? And then I go home, it's like, ugh, can't look at anything sweet right fucking now. But yeah, here is where I eat candy.
Have you been going to town on those lollipops?
It broke on me.
Oh, what the fuck? Which one?
Mine broke on me, and then Sierra, I gave her hers, and then she forgot it at my house, and then when she came back to get it like 2 weeks later, it was broke. I was just like, God damn it, when did this break? I was like, in my head, I was like, maybe it was all the times I moved it, because these things are fragile. I don't know.
I tried really hard to keep them safe. I like wrapped them way the fuck up when I was traveling.
They were definitely whole when we got them. It's just they're sensitive. Like they touch something and like, okay, there's a little crack, and then before you know it, they're fucking powder.
They're done. So yeah, well, it's okay. It lived a short life.
They taste. I mean, the bits I did eat were good.
True,
but I didn't eat all of it. I was like, I'm not saving broken pieces of hot lollipop.
Yeah,
that's stupid. I'll go buy a real lollipop.
So I've been doing a lot of Christmas shopping lately.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's super fun for me because I get to get everyone like all these fucking nerdy things, and I'm not. I know that some people listen to this show, but I know like Leandra doesn't listen, and I'm pretty excited about her things. So the first one, I got her an LED Espeon like light.
Okay,
it's like
that's a Pokemon
night light. Yeah,
nailed it.
Which is thematic for the episode.
Nailed it.
So
is that one of Eevee's evolutions?
Yeah, it's the psychic one. It's from
Well, that's one with the white rings, right? Gold rings.
No. It's the other one.
The pink one?
The purplish.
Oh, with the jewel inside? That isn't crystal, right? That's the generation it showed up in.
Yeah. They had a day-night cycle in that.
Yeah.
And if you make it really happy, they also had a weird happy thing where you like if you hang out with the Pokemon for a while, it'll like evolve or something. If you do that during the day, then it's Espeon. If you do it during the night, then it's Umbreon. So
I like Umbreon more.
I always did too, but then I like Psychic more, so I'm kind of torn. Really, I like Silvally the most now because it's just like...
Is that the one with the ribbon?
Yeah, the big fucking ribbon. At first I was like, it looks fucking dumb. And now I'm just like, it's adorable, and I wish that was my cat. Like, I would for sure have one of those nerds if they were real.
Yeah.
But, so I got her this kick-ass LED light thing, and then I got her a Menma figure from Anohana. She's dressed up as Menma before, and I feel like I should just like help her accrue this whole team of her cosplay figures, you know? And then the last one I got her today, which isn't something that I expect her to use at all, but I think it's fucking cool and nerdy.
Did you buy her a razor blade?
I did not buy her a razor blade.
Good, because she doesn't have a beard. Wouldn't need it.
Oh, okay. But if it was a razor blade scooter... actually, they're just called razors, right?
Yeah, they're razors.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, so I got her these cat ears that move. Like you put them on, and then depending on like whatever your mood is or whatever, it moves like with whatever you're doing.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's fucking dumb, and I'm so excited. Anyways, yeah.
Josh also doesn't listen to the show. You bought him a mouse, right?
I got him a couple things. So a while ago, he needed a new mouse pad, so I was looking on Amazon like legitimately for a new mouse pad. It was either around Christmas or his birthday, I can't remember, and they had like Amazon Prime had a sale on these boob mouse pads, like boob anime girl mouse pads.
You gave him one of those a long time ago, though, right?
Yeah, so I got him that, and he
loved it.
Yeah, it was fucking like he didn't want to love it, but it's the most comfortable mouse pad he had ever used.
Yeah,
and I tried it, and I was like, holy fuck, this is like way better than I've ever had a mouse pad. So, got him another one of those as kind of a joke, you know, like,
but it's also useful.
Use it. Yeah, exactly. But it's also like, ugh, who wants that? And then to go along with that kind of gag gift, I got him an acrylic mouse for his computer with a spider fighting a scorpion inside of it.
Which is funny because
like actual spider and scorpion.
Because he hates arachnids.
Fucking hates them so much.
Like, is he scared of them?
Like, make him feel sick.
Is he scared of them?
Yeah.
And you're gonna give that to him because he's your friend.
He's like my roommate. He's like, you know, he's a pretty dear friend.
I like that. It's that meme, you know, that video. And they were roommates. And the guy, you never seen that? Oh my God, they were roommates. You ever seen that one?
No.
So there's a lady walking on the street, and she's just like on her phone, and she's like, and they were roommates, you know? And then the guy who's recording goes like, oh my God, they were roommates. You haven't seen that?
Nah.
Oh, man. Well, all the cool hip people in the internet that are listening to this will understand it. You old fart.
You fucking know I'm not cool and hip and young and all that shit.
You're definitely an old fart. You're wearing a sweater.
Sure, dude, I feel comfy as shit right now. Let me tell you.
So you got Josh a thing something that'll terrify him, and then something he'll actually like.
Mm-hmm. And I got him an actual present too, which is pretty cool. He has a chromatic keyboard, which like he keeps on a rainbow setting, so it constantly changes color and it like goes through a bunch of stuff. And then he also has the same thing set up for his mouse. And I got him, apparently there are mouse pads that do that too.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I got him this really kick-ass light up mouse pad that I'm excited to see like all of them going together. Like it's too much fucking rainbow shit going on over there. Just like really fucking cool though.
Nice.
So I got him all that. I'm having a lot of trouble shopping for people at this point. Like I took care of yours fucking easy.
You bought me an Xbox One.
I got you 2 Xbox Ones.
So you got me an Xbox 2?
No.
Got me 2 Xbox Ones.
I got you 2 Xbox Ones. And for Tom, I got him this hovering bonsai plant holder thing.
That.
It's fucking cool. So I got him one of those. And then for my mom, I got her this like tray that you put cheese on and you light candles under it. And then
melts the cheese.
It melts the cheese and you slide it off over your food.
I've seen that.
It looks fucking. I'm like, she's gonna lose her shit. She fucking because she's bought me some like weird shit
for food,
like a bacon wave, I think is what it was called.
Yeah, it makes bacon in the microwave. Those things work pretty good though.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't like microwave bacon, dude.
It's pretty good. I've had it before.
Yeah,
I was super surprised. One of those,
and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even make bacon. Like, it was
don't believe in it. Yeah.
Shit. And then she got me another one, which is like a hamburger patty stuffer thing. And that was also weird. She's got me like some weird shit. So I'm like, she's going to appreciate this, like, actually good, weird shit. And then I also got her like a portable. She goes camping a lot with her fiance. So I got them like a joint thing, which is this really small, portable, like stovetop type thing, but you like unlock it and like make it like big, but it's really small and portable when it needs to be. Anyways, some cool shit. I'm excited about yours. Still working on Sierra's. I got Kyle's right behind you, but like everyone listens to the podcast, so I can't tell you guys about that. So,
Kyle is also getting an Xbox One.
He's getting an Xbox 2 actually.
It's fine. Anyways, guess we're done talking about gifts because we got here.
So
let's do the news.
Oh yeah. Also, I forgot to bring this up last week.
Yeah.
Or whenever we recorded, but I got your name in the mail.
You brought it up.
Yeah. Did I bring it up?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! It looks great. I'm just staring at it right now.
I listened to that episode. Yeah.
Good.
It's like this really it has like art in it, and it opens up in the center. And It's really cool. Yeah.
It is cool, and I'm just staring at it right now.
And you're giving it to me as an early Christmas present. That's so sweet.
Yeah. So, getting into the news.
The news. Okay,
There's not a lot of news going on, but that's okay. We're gonna start sad.
Okay, yeah, I know we are.
So check it out. Hiromi Tsuru, the voice actress of Dragon Ball's Bulma, passed away this week.
Fuck. Moment of silence. Anyways, that sucks. I saw this earlier this week. Really bummed out. I like Bulma. She's a sweet character.
Yeah.
She's surprisingly hot in my opinion. I don't know what it is. She like
it's those fish eyes.
It's the weird hair thing. I don't know. I remember growing up being like, yeah, that blue haired bitch is hot.
Yeah.
And it sucks. This voice actor has passed away. She passed away in her car. I don't know if you heard about it. Like she was in her car on the side of the road and like apparently like one of her arteries in her like heart just like gave out. Like so it's really sad. Real bummer because a lot of people respect her. A lot of people love Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah.
And I was looking through her fucking like filmography,
all the different things she's done. Yeah,
so much shit.
Absolutely.
Much shit.
I think Bulma is one of the like easily the most popular thing she's done.
Yeah, and she's actually not. She wasn't even that old. She was like in her 50s, which is a bummer. So yeah, R.I.P. It really sucks. But you know what? she did great work. So we got to just like, think about the positive stuff. So
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of positive things, the anime industry has grown to $17.7 billion in profits this last year.
Hell yeah.
Which is crazy. A lot of that has to do with your name, and a lot of it has to do with the practices and like all the analyzing of this industry isn't making enough money. People are suffering in it, and like it shows that it's been paying off and people are working harder. Things like Kyoto Animation, they're really nurturing each project and making sure that it does what it's supposed to do. So they put out good quality work that people love and want to keep watching and see more of and stuff.
I think it's good. I mean, if you work hard enough, you deserve to make the money, and they're working super hard. So yeah, I'm glad the industry is going upwards right now. Cool. What's next?
Next up, we got Amanchu Season 2 has been announced. I don't know if you remember that show at all. It's just this show about girls hanging out, but then every once in a while, they look fucking weird. They have these fucking weird faces, and they like, it's kind of like chibi.
Oh, yeah,
suddenly. You remember that?
Isn't that the one about like the guy who's like a cat who got turned into a cat, and isn't that what we're talking about?
I don't know enough about it.
I'd look it up on my phone, but like we can't. We're on airplane mode.
Yeah, we're not allowed to.
Okay, cool. Good for them. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Well, it's a comedy series. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
So, fun time, Season 2 coming out. Maybe we'll check it out sometime.
Next up.
Toonami is planned to remain on air until at least 2021, which is so cool. Like, that allows so many more people to get interested in anime. Like, we've always talked about when we were kids, that was the way that we kind of figured out what anime actually was.
It was like its own dedicated blog. It's something we, it wasn't like what brought us into it, but sure it was a good like stepping stone to get in the right direction to find out like, oh, this is its own kind of art style and whatnot. I really like Toonami. I think it's super dope. All the iterations of it, like every time they get taken off and they come back and they're just like cool, and it's like they don't even like they take it all in stride. They're like, look, man, we're gonna do what we do, and people are gonna either like it or not, and they don't give a fuck.
I fucking love that. The bumps are a significant part
hilarious
of growing up. Like, I just like them. They were super chill. It was always like weird. Yeah. Nothing's really going on, and it stood out so much from the rest of TV. They didn't have anything else where it's just like, all right, we're gonna watch TV.
Here we go.
Fucking cool.
One more thing that you didn't get it on the news, but it is Toonami related, so it's good.
Yeah.
Black Clover is actually be airing on Toonami.
Oh, shit.
Starting December 2nd.
That's pretty exciting.
I think it's going to be around 10:30 block, which is cool because it's not only going to be like Black Clover, it's going to be the English dub. So it's a show that's happening now. We know how many there's going to be. So far, I'm really liking Black Clover. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the voice actor is going to be like because I haven't heard the dub yet. I'm assuming the dub is on Funimation. Like there's probably one or two that's on Funimation because they're the guys in charge of dubbing it. They're simul dub.
That makes me super curious what his voice is going to be because honestly,
got an annoying
he's
voice.
Fucking obnoxious.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that they'll get something that's like comparable, but are they going to reach that same level of annoying that we've seen in Black Clover? Which like it starts out as really fucking annoying, but everyone is like, God, this kid's fucking annoying. Yeah, which makes me appreciate it more.
They definitely don't try to hide it. They're just like, wow, this is an annoying little twit. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Me and Sierra were joking like, what if they just got the Naruto voice? Like, cool, they're just gonna cast Naruto's.
Perfect. It's like that's all we need.
It just sounds like Naruto, but he's just louder. I was like, awesome.
All right, killer. So, final piece of news that I have. There was a promotional video that came out for a new anime called A Place Further from the Universe. And this is a made-for-TV anime. It's not like a manga-based or anything. It's original. And it's by the people who brought you No Game, No Life. See, now, what A Place Further from the Universe is about is some girls who like boats.
I like boats.
Some fucking girls like boats.
I like girls.
That's the show.
I like girls who like boats.
They're like, in high school, and they're like, boats are fucking cool. I'm like, yeah, boats are fucking cool. And that's the show. And, it's coming from the people that made No Game, No Life, which is this outlandish show with all these specific fantasy type things
super boat
that
heavy.
Are locked into its own world. And like, I don't know, man. This is like a totally different show. And I'm pretty excited that they're doing something so different.
I'm just saying, man, No Game, No Life is all about the boats. So it makes sense for them to pick up a show like this. It's got girls. It's got boats. It's got a really cool name, in my opinion.
I like it too. Yeah.
It just doesn't lead me to believe it'd be about chicks on a boat, but whatever. I mean, we're gonna watch it, obviously.
Yeah, I'm ready to check that shit out.
Cool, man.
So that's all the news that I got for this week.
That's good. Good chunk of news. Not too much, not too little. Just the right amount.
Just a little baby amount.
Cool. All right. So let's get into this week's topic, which is Pokemon.
This week we are talking about Pokemon.
So Trip, you were talking about like watching. I told you and you're like about the Pokemon movie, and you were like, yeah. You were like, yeah, I know, we're for sure doing that. I already have the time and whatever planned. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
dude, whatever. Trip, do you know what's going on?
Yeah, we good, man.
And then we both forgot that the day I had to watch Pokemon, I already had plans to go to see a concert for months ahead of time.
Yeah, absolutely. On your birthday, you got these tickets
to see Kid Cudi. Yeah, and what's funny is like you sent me a text, hey man, about the movie tonight. I was like, oh yeah, I can't go to that. And I was like, I got the concert, and you were just instantly just like, oh, that's right. You knew, yeah, this sucks. But we decided to figure out how to...
I don't remember being like that. Honestly, I had no fucking clue.
You were devastated.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I remember you got those tickets.
You were there for it.
Yeah, but I had no fucking clue when it was. And I was just like, oh shit, that's now. All right, later.
Yeah, it is what it is. So what we did is we decided that you would watch the movie because you were going to watch it anyways.
Yeah.
You were going to tell me about it, and then I was going to watch some other Pokemon thing, and then I was going to talk about that.
Yeah. So I could have gotten a bunch of information about Pokemon if I felt like it. The anime, not the games or the manga or fucking any of that shit. But I decided not to.
Good.
I decided that we should just fucking bullshit about Pokemon for a minute here.
Hell yeah.
So, when I was a little kid.
When he was a young warthog. How old were you?
What the fuck was that?
That's Lion King.
Oh, yes.
When I was a young warthog. When he was a young wart, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel
Timon and Pumbaa,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, the Timoners. Yeah.
Hakuna Matata?
Hakuna Matata. So, check it. I was in first grade, and I was stoked on Pokemon, man.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
This was 6 years ago. So...
Sorry, that got me.
Good.
Oh my god, it was forever ago. I was 6 years.
It was roughly 6. So yeah, I was a kid, and I remember seeing it on TV every once in a while. I was like, that's so cool. This is the coolest thing. But I didn't actually play Pokemon until some point, it must have been during the summer or something between first and second grade. I remember in second grade reserving Pokemon Gold and Silver, or Gold or Silver. Dude, don't do what you just did. You just hurt yourself.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
What? Are you good? Are you bleeding?
It's fine. I'm okay. Keep going. No, I'm
not.
All right,
fine. Cool. So I started playing the games in second grade or whatever, and I loved watching the show whenever it was on, but I had no idea when it was on. I didn't know what channel it was on. I would just flip through and be like, oh wow, because WB, I didn't recognize the logo because I look for kids WB logo when I'm fucking that little.
What an imbecile.
Fucked up big time. Didn't watch much Pokemon.
You're they're sitting there looking at the WB logo, and then on your phone, on your piece of paper, you're looking for kids WB, looking up and down. You're just no, it's not the right one.
They are playing me dirty.
Yeah, it doesn't add up.
So I didn't watch much Pokemon for a little bit, but then I wound up getting them on VHS. So I watched the first few batches. I remember specifically watching up to at least Erica, and on TV, I remember seeing him fight Blaine, and I don't remember Koga for sure. I remember some ghost stuff happened, and in the Elite Four, I remember seeing him getting up there and failing and all that. I fucking loved Pokemon. I watched this shit as much as I could because I wanted to see the Pokemon. Didn't give a shit about the story because I already am the champion of Pokemon. I fucking beat everyone. I was the Elite Four.
Can't do shit, but you're over here just rocking through the Elite Four.
Absolutely. But then there's sometimes you're just I just want to, see a guy beat the shit out of his Sandshrew.
Yeah.
Sandshrew! Oh. You ever see that episode?
Yeah, I really like Sandshrew.
Sandshrew's a little cutie.
And then Sandslash. Oh, man. I'm down with both of them.
Yeah, and they had, just tons of different fun little stories within its own world, and it was a lot of fun. And then the movies came out, and they just put out so many fucking movies. Every chance they get, they release a new Pokemon movie now.
Yeah.
But they're all based on and around, the legendary Pokemon or the mythical Pokemon or whatever it is. So the first one, we get a little bit about Mew and Mewtwo. And then the second movie, we just jump right into season 2 and we get some Lugia shit. And then like Entei for the next one. And Celebi. And it just keeps fucking going. And they just added on more and more and focused on like each legendary. Essentially. Because it's too good for fucking TV. You can't just throw a legendary in there, right? No fucking way.
What's crazy is that like you'll watch. I mean, I remember watching those like movies. They're essentially made for TV movies. You know,
that's how they feel.
That's how they feel. Their animation might be a little bit better, like the quality of it. You'll be watching it and you're like, cool, man. Ash met this fucking legendary blah 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 Pokemon. Oh, and they're super cool homies. No big deal. And the show comes back up and there's like no one mentions it.
Right, like
no big
Ash
deal.
is a little piece of shit, and he's just like, I don't know, I just like hanging out with my Pikachu.
You'd think someone would be like, isn't that the twerp that hangs out with all the legendary Pokemon? Let's just hang out with that kid. That kid's got to do something cool. It never it just never crosses over, which is something that's kind of, because like I'm not a huge Pokemon fan as you are. Like I respect Pokemon for what it is, but I do have issues with the series and the games and all, you know, but what it really bugs me is the fact that this fucking loser just like, you know, he's trying to be the very best. God damn it, Ash. You've been at it since you were like fucking 9. I'm an adult and you're still not the very best. He's out. Just catch a legendary Pokemon and just rack shop, okay? Just do what you do.
That's the dream.
I mean, I can do it. I picked up fucking Pokemon Sun and just fucking thrashed. No fucking big deal.
Threw down.
Fucking destroyed it. I fucking relentless. I'm out there beating the shit out of Sandstrews. It just, but what I'm saying is like, that really does frustrate me. And it does frustrate me that every time like he's done with the region, he'll go to a new region, and it's like the idea that no one knows who he is. He's meeting like fucking goddamn, like even in fucking no, this really upsets me.
I know. I'm like Jesus.
Like even Yu-Gi-Oh, like when he would like, oh fuck, it's Yu-Gi-Moto. He won Duelist Kingdom or whatever. Oh, he or he won Duel City or whatever. Like every time that he went to like there was a new arc or a new season, people still remembered.
They were like, oh shit, Yu-Gi-Oh, he's the one that did this.
Yeah, they know who he is. And never is there a point where it's just like, oh man, that's fucking Ash from Pallet Town. Remember back in the Dizzy when he fucking saw a ho-ho? Awesome. You know?
Yeah, well, that's the weird thing that Pokemon does is where the first season happens and then it's like, all right, and nothing happened. He just still has Pikachu. Yeah. That's the only thing that carries over. He
drops all his Pokemon. He's like, later, Pokemon's got to get a new one.
And he has every fucking badge at this point. Yeah. Like, he always gets to the Pokemon League and then he fucks everything up.
Yeah, he always loses. And he's like, when we talked about this back when, there was the latest Pokemon arc before Sun and Moon or whatever that, he made it to the finals finally, which I didn't know was a thing, but apparently he always loses. Yeah. And he was like the odds were in his favor to win this one, right?
And he fucked it up.
And
they absolutely were.
Like,
it was like, all right, he has a Greninja that he's like fused with or some shit, and then he's going up against a Charizard. I love X.
I mean, I cannot.
Charizard's fucking cool, but the thing is, Greninja is a fucking monster.
Yeah, no,
because Greninja's what he's fighting water.
Yeah.
And Charizard is flying fire. Fighting beats flying, I think. Yeah. But then water definitely beats fire.
Yeah, it's just frustrating because, like, I get it. They want to show kids that you don't have to be the best. And if you try hard enough, you can always keep trying. But fucking, hey, give the kid a fucking league, whatever. Yeah. Maybe they avoid it because if he does win the championships, whenever the new season comes out, they're going to be like, oh, it's Ash, former champion of this league, And, like, they just want to avoid that. Again, really frustrating because, like I said, in Yu-Gi-Oh, like, yeah, he was always ranked high. People always recognized him, but it wasn't like an ever thing where like it was over the top. He always still had to prove himself. Right. And every time he went to a new tournament, he was always just like, cool, he's a really good player. But there was always also new characters who were also really good. And he'd be like, okay, I'm going to try my best to beat you. Of course he won because he's the main character. That's fine. But I mean, he also lost a few battles. But yeah, and Ash wins like battles, like fucking gym battles, right? He wins. He wins battles on the streets all the time. He just can't win a championship, which is really fucking.
It's a pretty big bummer.
It's sand up my butt. It really bums me out.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I think frustrated me most about Pokemon 2 is that they did have this whole arc of like, oh man, he is becoming the best and he's so great, and then he gets fucking shut down. But like, not only that, that's the whole fucking story. Like
over and over,
he just needs to become the best in the league or whatever. And with Digimon, for example, I had the same feeling. I'm like, they got to be the best. They're the Digi-Destins. But instead of like, they have to face like a league and be the best or whatever, they're like, take down the biggest, baddest evil. And for me, that was always like way more exciting.
Yeah.
Because like they have to win, otherwise everyone dies. Mm-hmm. But then for like Pokemon, like what are the consequences? Who cares?
Again, we'll talk about this. This is going to come up more. I just realized how fucked up Pokemon is, you know, in more recent years, like seeing these animals, you know, beat the shit out of each other and it just kind of be a thing. It's fine. It's essentially, it's like dog fighting. It's like if I took my dog, trained it up, and brought it to your house, and you had your fucking
it essentially is
cat, and it was fucking stacked, and they're like, cool, let's beat the shit out of each other and see who wins. And then you're gonna pay me if I win, and I'll get paid you if I lose.
Yeah,
it's kind of it's a really fucked concept, but because they're so adorable, I guess it's okay, you know? Like,
yeah.
Because,
I mean,
because I remember watching Pokemon Origins, and also remember watching I watched the Pokemon the first movie. And there's this fucking one Pikachu slapping the shit out of the Pikachu, and it's like, yeah, this is fucking hard because like I feel like they've strayed away from that in the more recent years of Pokemon.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
they get knocked out. What Pokemon is it? Is it?
Well, you know what? We'll talk about fucking Pokemon.
No, not specific Pokemon. I'm saying what Pokemon iteration is it? Is it that Red Origins? Was it like that 4-part miniseries where like you just see like a Sandslash biting the shit of another Pokemon? Or
I mean, that doesn't sound wrong, but like here's the fucking thing. Pokemon doesn't stray away from like that kind of fight stuff at all. Like this last movie that I saw, they were beating the fuck out of each other, yo.
You know, but like I'm saying, like, have you watched any of the new Pokemon like Sun and Moon?
No, I haven't. But I also feel like they're not at the point where they would be beating the fuck out of each other.
Okay, but you do. Okay, but you do like you do see the fact like.
Yeah,
you give me that point, right? That's
the more bigger and badass the Pokemon get, which like so at the end or whatever, once you're at the final island, facing like the last Kahuna, things are gonna be fucking crazy at that point in Sun and Moon. I feel like
these are fucking monsters that like spit fire and shoot lightning, and they're beating the shit out of each other. And people, it's a fucking sport. People are just standing. I don't know, man. Maybe I just have an issue with Pokemon.
No, dude, I 100% support you in that. I think it's super fucked up. And one of the things that I thought, like bringing it back to Digimon again, Pokemon would beat the shit out of each other and they would be hurt, but then they would go and get healed.
Instantly get healed, yeah.
But there was one episode where like Pikachu pushed himself too far and he was fucking crushed, and that was when he was going up against a Raichu.
Yeah.
He couldn't figure it out. And then he learned agility and was able to win.
Was that the earlier season too? With that guy who was like
Lieutenant Surge,
who's like 1 billion feet tall.
Yeah, man, fucking huge dude. I remember them like rushing Pikachu into the fucking Poke Center, and then they were trying to give him a Thunder Stone so that he would evolve and just like be better. But Pikachu didn't want to do that. He was like, "Nah, this is bullshit." Because Pikachu's this little fucking asshole. Essentially. Digimon didn't fuck around like that. They were like, Digimon die and then they can come back, but they're dead. They're fucking dead. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that. Real quick, isn't it kind of dumb though? Like where it's like Pikachu was like a first generation Pokemon. I get it. He's like he's essentially the mascot of the series, right? He's Ash's best friend.
Yeah. And you know that Clefairy was originally supposed to be.
He was supposed to be
the
like
mascot.
And then they realized Pikachu's cuter, and they liked it. Anyways, but I'm saying like Pikachu is the mascot of Pokemon. Like you say Pokemon, you think Pikachu.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, isn't it kind of dumb? They're like Ash will be like, it's so far. There's this new series, and Ash is like in a new tournament. It's like, cool, man. He's like, I'm gonna throw out my fucking awesome Pokemon that's essentially like 1 billion feet tall and made out of rock, and shoots swords. He's like, cool,
Pikachu, go
get out there, Pikachu. Just like, are you kidding?
Yeah, but they changed that. Every once in a while they do it where like. I remember in the first season, he was like, Charizard, like a whole bunch. Yeah. But Charizard was like an asshole.
Yeah,
too.
I like that. Yeah. Like,
but then in X and Y, they had Greninja for a bit. I don't know what they're doing with Sun and Moon, but Greninja was his like go-to. Clearly, they like bonded.
I mean, he still uses Pikachu to battle, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a necessary thing anymore. I feel like, in my opinion, Pikachu's washed. Like, he's just too old to be doing this shit.
Yeah, but he's a character.
Yeah, I know. But he could always just be like, he's like Meowth. Meowth doesn't do shit. Just keep Pikachu around and have him be a buddy.
Yeah, like stop making him stronger than everything else. Yeah, I mean, I could feel you there.
Pikachu can just be there and be like he's a side character, just like, he's a bristled old fighter who's done Poke battles before, and so there'll be a fight going on, and Pikachu's just like Pika, 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 and like the subtitles, and it's like the subtitles show up, and they're just like, oh my god, he's going for this attack. If that were me back in the day, I would have done. They should do that.
I feel like Pikachu should be like a trainer, like Ash's sidekick or something.
Yeah.
Like you know, he's trying to figure out a new Pokemon or whatever, and Pikachu's his like liaison, like, hey man, check it out. Ash is kind of an asshole, but like he
cool.
means well.
Yeah,
he's cool. We're
cool. He's cool, man. He saved me that one time, so we're homies or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like that's how Pikachu should be.
Hey, real quick, Pokemon theme song, original one,
dope,
or Digimon theme song, original one.
Pokemon.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm all down with like Digimon. Yeah, it's fucking great.
I just think the thing is, I think that when the Digimon theme song is like mentioned, it instantly plays in my head.
Really?
You know, Digimon, digital monsters, like, Digimon.
Change into digital champions to save the digital world.
Yeah,
it's
no,
fucking great.
As soon as you said Digimon, I just started like bobbing my head. I was like, Digimon, digital monsters. And but like Pokemon, for the longest time, you know, it's the fucking theme song, original. Well,
because it comes out like,
we're very best, you know? Yeah. You know, it kills. I'm saying like it's great, but like I don't know if it's hard because they're both really good songs.
Yeah,
I just think Digimon comes to my head. I mean, it's not like I like one more than the other. You know,
here's the fucking thing though. I could sing my heart out for Pokemon. Digimon doesn't have like any lyrics. It doesn't have much going on with it, and it doesn't sound like a real song. While Pokemon kind of does.
Exactly. Yeah, you could probably get away with putting the Pokemon theme song on your Spotify and it playing and be like, okay, I'll listen to this.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, Digimon Frontier though, that's the best theme song ever.
Yeah, that's I'm fucking down. That's totally fine with me.
I can love it. Anyways, back to your regularly scheduled program.
So essentially with Pokemon, we're just going to be talking about Pokemon Origins and the new Pokemon movie called Pokemon the Movie I Choose You.
Yeah, I want to talk about what you saw because...
Well, I feel like we should cover what you saw first because yours goes over the games,
right?
And it's something that's already been out for a little bit. We've talked about it a little bit. They're both made by OLM.
Okay, Trip.
And essentially, they made Pokemon everything.
Trip, I'm gonna be really honest with you.
Ah, fuck, man. No, it's cool. You know, it's totally cool. I know that you fucked everything up.
I did fuck everything up. I didn't watch Origins. I watched the first Pokemon movie.
Oh shit, man! You did?
Yeah,
but you told me.
I know. I was like in my head. I remember last time we hung out. I was like, yeah, I'll watch like the Pokemon Origins and like I'll watch like the first Pokemon movie or whatever. And then when I got home, I was like, yeah, I'll watch the first Pokemon movie. And I was like, I saw the things like, fuck, that is not what I watched. I have seen Pokemon Origins. I haven't seen all of it.
But no, that's fine. Then we'll talk about the first Pokemon movie and we'll kind of compare them, I guess.
Let's do that.
This is essentially like Pokemon the Movie I Choose You is a retelling of some of the episodes of Pokemon in the first season.
Yeah.
And it's like this would be the movie to watch instead of Pokemon the first movie.
Absolutely. Because Pokemon the first movie is like it's called like Pokemon the first movie Mewtwo Strikes Back or whatever, which is like what it's all called. Some people just call it Pokemon the first movie. It came out in 1998. It's, you know, it's essentially with already an established universe. You already know who Ash, you know, Brock, Misty are, the trio, you know, who Pikachu is, you know, Team Rocket is. And it starts off like with one of their adventures. Like they're already like in the middle of doing whatever they're doing. You know? Surprisingly, like the very beginning felt like this is like a movie, like legit, like they were setting up a movie. But then after I realized
the most interesting thing to me about Pokemon the first movie is that they were introducing new Pokemon. Like we had never seen Donphan and we had never seen what else was it? Slowking. Slowking was in the next movie. But Donphan was in it.
Donphan's the elephant thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here, check this out. I'm going to mention this to you because I'm sitting there watching. So the very beginning, we'll get to that.
Okay.
But the very beginning of the movie is like we're seeing Mewtwo be born or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it's in a dark, shady place. He's like having like a voiceover, like, what am I? Where am I? What's going on? Blah, blah, all this stuff. And then it's 10 minutes and it's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes long before we actually get into like the...
Oh, shit. No way.
It's super long. It's 6 minutes too long, honestly. But watching it, I was just like... Yeah. So watching it, I was just like, cool, man. They're like... This is like... Feels like a legit movie. Because like, honestly, I thought I was going to start off with like, hey, I'm Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town. And, blah, blah, and it didn't... Like, it literally started off with like, boom, this is what's going on. We've made this Pokemon. He's made from a copy from Mew, who's the strongest Pokemon.
Right.
You know, and at this point in time, there's only 149 Pokemon.
151.
151, right?
Well, 149 if you don't include
Mew and Mewtwo, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, right now it's 149 Pokemon. So we get told there's a 150th Pokemon, and then he's 151st, and he's the first Pokemon made by humans. It was like, whoa, man, they're dropping a lot of knowledge here.
Yeah.
They're setting up the plot or whatever. They're saying Giovanni's name, call him up. You know, it's like, I'm like, ooh, I'm like, they're saying like a bunch of things going on. Again,
for real.
It went too long before like he blows up the place, and you know, he's like, I'm gonna rule the world. Mwahaha, Mewtwo. It's like, cool, man, do your thing.
I also felt like a lot of anime movies at that time had a lot slower pacing.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So I think that it matched up with the time very well, probably.
Yeah, no, when I was sitting there, I was like watching this, I was like, yeah, man, the pacing is perfect for 1998.
Yeah.
Pacing for 2017, too slow.
We can handle more shit now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So then we get to the scene where like they're just kind of in like a meadow making food, and Ash is lazy, and some fucker shows up. It's like, hey, are you Ash Ketchum from Palatine? It's like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
See, that I thought was fucking cool. Everyone knew Ash at that point.
Yeah, and that point, like, he's like, yeah, I'm Ash Ketchum. I was like, cool, I want to battle you. He's like, cool, let's fucking battle. And he throws out this fucking elephant-looking Pokemon, and music starts playing, like, you know, and they're like not even like saying stuff. They're just music's playing, and they're doing a battle. I'm like, this is a lot of fun. I instantly paused. I was like, wait, hold on, that Pokemon looks too new to be in the first thing. No, which is weird because like
it's super weird.
Like I'm not like, you know, I'm not a big Pokemon, like I'm still not the biggest Pokemon guy, but I know enough to be like, I don't think that's one of the 149. Like I think like I think that's later, and I'm sitting there like
that was like the 203rd.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there like, come on, man, like really, like is this really taking me out of this moment? And I was like, fuck Juan, come on, you can do this. Like, and I was like, no, I had to pause it. I was like, okay, I gotta figure this shit out. And so then I go online. I'm just like, I don't know the Pokemon's name. I don't fucking know any of it. So I go I go, Pokemon that looks like an elephant. Enter, and it just like there's like the blue one, right? Which is and
that's Fanfy.
And then there's a second one, which is that one. I was like, oh, Donphan. And so looking into it, I was like, yeah. He goes, and I'm like scrolling. I was like, cool. It's a second generation. Like, cool. So in my head, I was like, this Pokemon's not even supposed to be here. Like, this Pokemon...
that's fucking cool,
right,
though,
right?
Like,
yeah, I was like, this Pokemon doesn't belong in generations. Like, where the fuck did this guy show up? You know, Ash, if I were Ash, I'd be like, oh my god, what is this monster? You know, like...
Yeah, well, I mean, that was kind of the like, subplot of the first series, is that he has a Pokedex. He has to learn what every fucking Pokemon is to help out Professor Oak.
Exactly.
Because Professor Oak somehow doesn't know. That's one of the things that I never understood.
Sandshrew.
Okay.
The sand type Pokemon. You know, that thing, you know? So I'm thinking,
and how does the Pokedex
know? But
he's like, figure them all out, but like, it knows a lot, though, so we don't really need to.
It's like, Professor Oak, like, yeah, this Pokedex... there's a lot of information there. Just don't have pictures of them. Just go get the pictures of them because, you know, info's obviously there. Anyways, so that after clarifying that, I was like, okay, cool. I was like, and I also wondered how this would have felt to watch back in 1998, sitting there knowing all the Pokemon and being like,
so excited,
and being like, who the fuck is that?
Dude, it blew my goddamn mind.
Right?
Because I don't think at the time I knew that there was going to be any more Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, we already knew there's going to be two new ones, Mew and Mewtwo, because, like, you know, the fucking...
Well, they already existed, and like, you knew that they existed in the game. But
but not in, like, in the animated series.
Yeah. And I don't know if you knew this either, but this is a pretty big point of the movie that I watched. In the very first episode of Pokemon...
Ashley's a ho-ho.
Ash's Ho,
I've seen that,
which is a second generation legendary.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought wasn't the issue with that was that like they added this golden looking Pokemon and then they just never got around to it and they like
it was never in the series, but guess fucking what? The movie that I watched covers it. So I feel like I needed to see this movie. I feel okay.
You feel whole.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn it, finally.
Anyways, so after getting over this fucking huge dilemma of this fucking elephant, Ash thrashes this dude. Then Pokemon ensues, and it feels like an episode. And they're like, cool. And then they get invited to a to beat the master of all Pokemon trainers. And Ash is like, fuck yeah, I'm down.
Like, holy shit, this is better than the Pokemon League.
They show up to a port. The port's closed. Officer Jenny, because Joyce, Officer Jenny's just like, guys, you can't go through, the water's too choppy, it's dangerous. And then immediately
and then
there's some weird chick there who's just like, she's like, yeah, something about like Pokemon don't have tears, they don't cry anymore. I'm like a gypsy lady. This is what we believe in. Which is like it's super. You don't remember this?
I don't remember that, but that's hella funny because I know that it's a plot point.
Exactly. It's like they definitely shoehorned this bitch in. It's just like, yeah, so and so says a biggest storm's a brewing. Come on up. She's just like this purple haired bitch. She's just like, yeah, dog. Like you can't go through. There's huge danger coming. My people, all this. My people, that. Something about like the Pokemon's tears. Pokemons don't cry no more because they're super happy, but they're super powerful. Pokemon tears. And in my head is like, what? I bet I've seen a Pokemon cry before. There's no way they've like never had a Pokemon cry.
You know what? I don't remember it, but I feel like it would have either been Sandshrew or Charmander if the Pokemon did cry.
Yeah. So, anyways, and I'm just sitting there being like, a grown ass adult, but like, this is gonna come up later,
right? Like, oh yeah, that's foreshadowing, bro.
Fucking yeah, subtle as fuck, dog. But as a kid, I can imagine like, oh, who's this weird lady? Ooh, okay, blah blah blah. Picking my nose, eating fucking popcorn. Here we go. And then
give me a nickel for that.
And then fucking Nurse Joy is missing. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And there's instantly this guy that's like, oh yeah, well I got all water type Pokemon. I'm gonna get over there because I'm a real Pokemaster. And so he jumps on his fucking Gyarados, which made me super jealous because I really want a Gyarados.
Yeah.
And then this other bitch jumps on her Seal Pokemon, not Steel, Dugong, and he gets out of there. Somebody jumps on the Pidgeotto, they fly over, and then Ash and his doofus friends are just like, oh, our Pokemons aren't strong, our water types aren't strong enough to take us over. Oh well, and then fucking Team Rocket shows up dressed up as Vikings, and they're just like, we'll cross you over, and they're just like, yeah, thank you Vikings, Fucking idiots.
It was funny.
Yeah, no, it was. They get there, they figure out the Team Rocket, blah, blah, blah. They get to the actual place. And then shit just pops off super quick. Like, the 3 other trainers are there, and they all individually... Actually, 2 of them have... one of them has a Ivysaur.
Yeah.
Which is the last version of... Right? That's the 3rd evolution?
Oh, you mean Venusaur?
Venusaur, yeah, okay. Yeah, then another one has a Blastoise, and then Ash has a Charmander.
Right.
And then there's another
Charizard.
Yeah, sorry, Charizard. And then there's like one last guy who's just there, and he's popping out for the mouth, and Mewtwo just fucking wrecks his shit. And he's like, boom, get the fuck out of here with all your water Pokemon. And then there's like, okay, we're gonna have a battle because I'm Mewtwo, and I have fucking a Charizard, a Blastoise, and a fucking Ivysaur. I gotta get that right. Venusaur. Fucking A. And they battle, and obviously these other Pokemons get one hit wondered, Which is what I really liked is that these other guys had their Pokemons have names, like the
like Kevin and Charles.
no, like the Blastoise was called Shell Shock.
Yeah,
and the
I remember that. Yeah,
and the Ivysaur was called Root Brute. And then he's just like, and then fucking Ash is just like, well, mine doesn't have a nickname, but go Charizard.
Yeah, and you know what? That is some of the truest shit ever. I don't know, like how you play Pokemon.
I don't nickname them. I forget.
Used to never ever.
And now
nickname.
You nickname all of them.
Yeah, and I fucking do because at a certain point I was like, you know what? It makes it feel like they're my
yours.
Friends. Yeah, like they're my own. And also, it gives me a chance to be fucking retarded because I don't fuck around with Pokemon. I'm pretty fucking serious, except for the names. So I'm like, go Fartmaster, and then it's a great time. Everyone's like getting slaughtered by Fartmaster.
What else was super fun is that even though these guys are called Shell Shock and fucking Root Brute, they still always go like Blastoise or Ivysaur or whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean,
they're not like cool Shell Shock. It's
also Venusaur.
I can't fucking do this. They're all dumb. Venusaur.
Do you want me to grab the card and like have it right in front of your face?
You got it.
Is it? Yeah, I got my Pokemon card somewhere behind, just somewhere. I don't know. Don't worry about it. It's too fucking.
I see them. It's cool. I'm not gonna grab them though.
All right, cool.
Anyways, they lose, and then Mewtwo's just like, cool. Now that I beat you guys, I get what I wanted, which is he takes their Pokemon, which is super fucked, and then he releases a bunch of Pokeballs and they start stealing other people's Pokeballs.
Yeah, man.
And I was honestly fucking stressed out because Pikachu's just like running for his dear life.
Yeah, they made you feel panicked.
Oh man, they did a really good job. I mean,
at this point, he was still fat Pikachu too, so you're just like, he looks like more of an animal. Yeah, he was. So you feel like he is helpless.
He wasn't like fucking Super Smash Bros. Brawl Pikachu where he slimmed down. He wasn't like yoked yet. So he's like running and like he's like coming back and forth, and he goes like Pikachu. He does like a fucking blast and drops Pokeballs, but then more show up. And he was like exhausted, literally panting. I was like, dude, I'm stressed for you, bro. And then he falls, and then Ash jumps for him, and then a ball catches him, and then it gets sent to like this fucking weird cloning machine, and it clones all the Pokemon except for Pikachu because Ash breaks the cloning machine because Ash is a G. What I did like also a little throwback, a little fucking callback to the actual Pokemon like TV show. Meowth fell in the machine, whatever, and they pulled him out, and they just grabbed like a piece of Meowth's like hair. And so, like, it was going to be, like, they were going to copy his DNA to make that, you know, a Meowth. Yeah. And then, like, there's a silhouette, and then, I don't know if it's Jesse or if it's James, but one of them goes, who's that Pokemon? You know? Yeah. Because there's this fucking silhouette, and the other one goes, like, it's Meowth! You know?
See, that dorky shit's fun.
That was, like, that was real fun, in my opinion. So, anyways, all the new cloned Pokemon come out, and then, you know, all the Pokemon that were cloned also escape with Ash. And then they have a fucking punch-off. They start fighting each other, which... in the 90s was huge. It was also one of my favorite things where it's like, cool, man. It's like you fight the exact version of you know? Yeah. And it's just like Power Rangers did it once, and then they realized, oh man, we can't fight ourselves because like we're too similar. We have to switch it up, you know?
And there's Shadow Link, which is like a big fucking deal in Zelda. All that shit.
I just am a huge fan when that's like a premise where it's like you're in charge of fighting the same version of you know?
Scott Pilgrim, you got Nega Scott.
So they fought, and like they was fucking beating the shit out of each other. Pikachu slaps the shit out of the other Pikachu back and forth.
Yeah, I remember on AIM, on AOL Instant Messenger, I had a friend, and that was her icon.
Pikachu slapping Pikachu?
Yeah, it was like a gif of just Pikachu beating the shit out of the other Pikachu, and I fucking loved that.
So, you know, again, still having a lot of fun, and then, like, fucking... Mewtwo's had enough, and he's like, bro, I'm gonna fucking turn you to stone, Pikachu. And then Ash takes the blast instead, and Ash is like, oh, I'm stone. And then every like all the Pokemon are exhausted and they're beat, and they're just like, oh no, I'm super sad. And they all start crying, and then out of like fucking nowhere, their tears just turn to glitter, and they hit Ash.
That's how Pokemon fucking does, bro.
Apparently Pokemon cry their fucking glittery tears restore somebody.
They unbasilisk that friend.
And then the way, like any 90s thing, everything just is resolved. Mewtwo is just like, you know what?
Fuck, I realized the error of my ways.
Like, absolutely. He grabs all the cloned Pokemon. He goes like, he's like, where are you going? And he's like, I'm going to go somewhere else and find out what I'm going to do with myself or whatever. And then he's bounced out. And then he also says some shit like, here's the thing that really bummed me out. He was like, you know what? I got to figure out what's best for me and my Pokemon and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then he goes and she's like, it's best if you guys don't remember any of this. And then a bright light comes out of nowhere. Yeah. And then they just wake up and they're just all back in like in the fucking the port. And then the fucking cop says like, you can't cross, blah, blah, blah. And then Nurse Joy shows up. She's like, who was missing? She's like, there's shelter at the Pokemon Center. Everybody wants to be there. And then Misty's and Ash, and they're like, huh. How did we get here? And like, who gives a fuck? Oh, well, let's eat.
Oh, Pokemon.
And then Ash sees Mew for a split second, like in the sky. And then he's just like, oh, I thought I saw a legendary Pokemon. And then Misty's like, no, you fucking did it. And Brock's like, whoa, maybe he did. And he goes, yeah, the first time I had my first journey, I saw a really legendary Pokemon. I think I saw one just again. And then Brock's again's like, well, maybe you just think you saw one, whatever. And that's the show. Yeah, I remember.
As an adult watching it, how'd you feel?
There's things I liked about it. It's definitely dated. It definitely doesn't hold up.
Yeah, a lot of people say they still tear up when all the Pokemon are crying. Yeah, gotcha. A little bit.
I wasn't like crying, but I was just like, oh man, that is really sad. You know, like nothing sadder than seeing a fucking Blastoise cry. He just has this big old dumb mouth. It's like, they're all just like dumb looking crying. I was like, oh, these fuckers got me.
That's great.
But you know, as a whole, like the story really, like it wasn't really like there's no real plot to it. It just kind of like this happens and then this happens and this happens and then at the end it's just kind of resolved on itself. And I feel like that's just like how it was back in the day. That's how stories were. Yeah. And as a kid, you'd be like, yeah, that's awesome. If I was a parent and that was, you know, back in the day, I would have been sitting there being like, oh my God, how does this kid like this trash? You know, like.
Yeah, I think that's what most parents were like.
But yeah, I mean, I don't regret watching it. I think it was like worth it, you know, whatever. But, I think I would have rather watched the one that you watched just because it's newer and I can only assume that the issues with the pacing aren't there and that it's going to look visually great because it's new animation and it's going to sound amazing because it's new music. Because the music in this one was really fucking trash. They didn't even have like the "I'm gonna be the very." They didn't have that theme song, and
But
then
they had that fun thing at the beginning.
that was fun. Yeah,
It was was that the park one?
yeah. You know, it was real shit though. The outro, like the end credits, was like they were all the songs were in English. And then not only were they in English, they didn't play a whole song in its entirety. They would play a clip of one, and then the next was, and then it was like, cool, let's also do this one. Like they couldn't decide what song to do, and all of them were super fucking cheesy. Like one of them was just like, "In the tears of whatever, blah blah blah." I was like, oh, cool, this is relatable because Pokemon cried.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that overall, Pokemon is still just a franchise. They want to make money.
Yeah. So they wanted
they were advertising the album.
They wanted songs to play in the movie, saying like, "This is the the Pokemon soundtrack." They could sell the CD for
which I definitely have.
Yeah, I bet
To
you
Be
did.
a Master was the name of it, and they had this whole fucking song where Brock is just like, Nurse Joy, no, like Officer Jenny. And he's fucking so into it. He's like, Officer Jenny, Joy.
Were you a Jenny or a Joy kind of guy?
That's kind of personal, bro, but both.
Oh no, come on, you had to pick one.
No way, dude. They had different things going for me, like Jenny. She had that rad ass haircut, was wow, and it was a fucking rad ass color too. And she didn't take shit. She was a hard ass, fucking like
she
that
was a
about
no
her.
nonsense cop. I'd love to see like a gruff like neo noir Jenny was just like smoking a cigarette. She's like, "Well, you get the fuck out of my town,"
Well, I know that they have like, even though every Jenny is like essentially the same, they do have some that have more like a little bit personality.
But
going on.
that's
But fun.
barely.
And then Nurse Joy, fucking adorable. Are you kidding me?
Here's my 2 cents on the Jenny Joy issue. Jenny's nice because she's got those fucking legs, nice little skirt, long legs, fucking officer. But something about Nurse Joy and like her fucking pink hair and those big. I just have
she got that chancy with her. They up to no good.
I just have a feeling that like Nurse Joy is like a freak in the bed. I just have a feeling that she gets filthy. It just sounds so enticing.
Nurses see a lot of shit, so they're not afraid.
I would love to have. Okay, so look, I'd love to get handcuffed by Nurse Jenny. I mean, by Officer Jenny, but I'd also love to get a bubble bath by Nurse Joy.
Dude, yeah, hit me up with both those same time.
It is tough, but
then drown me. Yeah, come on, boys.
Is that what you like?
Yeah, I just want to be drowned. That's how I want to go.
I think I'd have to. If I had to, I'd go with Nurse Joy.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. So now that we've talked about our sexual preferences between Jenny and Joy,
yeah.
Or anything you want to talk about the original Pokemon? You know what? As a movie, it was fine.
I remember liking it a lot as a kid. Honestly, I watched it again when Pokemon Black and White came out, and I was all stoked. Made a little fucking secret
big old deal out of it. Yeah,
and we watched all the movies, and Pokemon the first movie, not as good as Pokemon X and Y or Black and White. Just playing through them. So
But I bet you if a kid were to watch this now, he'd still get a kick out of it. Like, they'd still enjoy it. It's Pokemon,
Yeah, exactly. You see Pokemon, like, why does Pikachu look dumb?
But they
whatnot.
Still be entertained.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Let's talk about your thing.
So, yeah, I watched Pokemon the movie. I Choose You. And it's interesting. It's a Fathom event movie, so you had to go into the theaters and see it, and it's a special thing. And there wasn't much advertisement or anything for it. I think that this was more aimed at, like,
adults,
old fans of it to take their kids to go see it, so they would still have a good time.
Okay. Before you get going, I do have one more thing I want to say.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just remember this. Mewtwo also has this line where he's like, he brings out his 3 Pokemon, and he brings out, fucking, let's see what it is. Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur.
Oh my god, he's a master.
Fucking nailed it. So he brings those 3 out, and he goes, everybody starts off with one of these 3. He has that. He literally says that line. In my head, I was like, no, they fucking don't. Like,
First off, Ash didn't. Second off, I'm pretty sure Brock and Misty didn't.
Yeah, no.
And there would be so many.
Exactly. It's just like, it's like, cool, you want to be a Pokemon? Pick your 3 of these really hard Pokemon to get in actual game. Anybody can start off with one of those 3 Pokemon. But you can only get one.
Exactly.
You don't get all the other ones. So when he says that really pissed me off. So I'm like, man, fuck you. You don't know how hard it is to decide what you want.
It's fucking it's hard, dude.
I read, like, my favorite is, like, I really like Blastoise. Like I fuck with him so hard. Like that's my dude.
Yeah.
But I've also always wanted a Charizard, but I can't ever have both unless I figure out how to trade.
Yeah. See, my thing is like I like them all a lot, but I think Blastoise is my least favorite.
Yeah.
And the only reason for that is Charizard was the rarest card to get, according to everyone. And so Charizard held like a high regard in my book. I thought Charmander was fucking adorable. I thought Charmeleon was like a sassy bitch, and that was fun. And then, Charizard was badass. But then for Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur, I like that Bulbasaur is just like a little cute fucking nerd. And then Ivysaur turns into like moody teen kind of, not a sassy bitch like Charmeleon is, but it's a little bit more like edgy, and it has like this flower that starts budding. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Like, yeah, whatever. And then Venusaur is just a fat fucking toad motherfucker. And yeah, I don't know. I just got such a kick out of that. Meanwhile, with the reason that I don't think that I like the Squirtle lineage as much, I still like Squirtle, I still like Wartortle, and I still like Blastoise a lot, but it must like remind me of Mario or some shit. And like I've already seen that.
You have this massive hatred towards turtles.
Yeah, like I think it's like a weird subconscious thing from being a kid. I don't know. Like
Those are bad.
That's my only explanation, because I'm like, they're fucking kick ass. And the Squirtle Squad in the TV show was killer. I was so Squad. Into that.
Yeah, Squirtle, dog. I totally agree. But can we also just like, in my opinion, I feel like the mid evolution for all of them are like my least favorite. Like I don't like Charmeleon. I don't like Wartortle. I don't like whatever the next one after.
That's how pretty much every single iteration of Pokemon goes.
They're super cute and then kind of lame and then badass. That's essentially what they go to.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. And I totally the reason you hate or don't hate, the reason you dislike Blastoise, it's funny.
I mean, I feel like that's probably
you have too much loyalty for Mario.
Love him. Like I love them all. Pokemon's fucking great. So anyways, let's talk about Pokemon the movie, I Choose You. It is a retelling of some of the beginning of Pokemon, and they do a pretty good job of this. So starts out, Ash is late like fucking always. He does this whole thing where he wakes up from his alarm or whatever, or no, he doesn't. He's like having a dream. He grabs his alarm, which is a Pokeball, and he smashes it. He's like, I choose you, go, or whatever, and then he throws it and it breaks. And the movie starts out the same way the TV show and the game starts out and whatnot, and like in Pokemon Origins as well. So we see an actual battle between Gengar and Nidorino, which is the like male poison one.
I know what Nidorino is. I don't know what a Gengar is.
A Gengar is the big ghost, ghastly haunter Gengar.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So they're fighting because that's what happens when you boot up the game for the first time. It shows them fighting. They're like bouncing and they go in and Pokemon starts. So it starts out with that little fight, and it's just a fun little nod, and you're like, oh, that's cool. And then Ash goes, and he's going to get his Pokemon, and they're like, oh, yeah, we already kind of gave out all the Pokemon. You were a little bit late, but we got some other Pokemon here
Pokemon
for you
in the
too.
back if you want.
So yeah, essentially what happens is they show a little flash of Gary for like 2 seconds. He's not even in this, so like that's a pretty cool thing. I thought Professor Oak just hits him up with the old...
are you a boy or a girl?
No, he's like, here's your fucking Pikachu or whatever. And Pikachu's just like hanging out upstairs. Ash is like, oh, sick, I get to go get my Pokemon. And then he goes and he gets it, and then it doesn't work out that great immediately because Pikachu's
a butthole.
Not about it. He's like, all right, get in the ball, Pikachu. And then he has a special ball, which is it's just a Pokeball with a lightning bolt on it.
Is that new?
Which is no, it's not new. It's been around for a long time, yeah. And I always thought that was really fucking cool. Pikachu has a special one. So then, anyways, he's trying to get Pikachu in the ball, and Professor Oak's like, no, you can't do that, just like in the show. Anyways, so Pikachu and him go off, and Pikachu's being an asshole and just like shocking him and whatnot whenever he tries to do things. And that happens a couple of times. And then he's out in the wild, and he's like, holy fuck, is that a Weedle? And he's like, all right, Pikachu, stand the fuck back. I'm going to catch this bitch. And he pulls out a Pokeball and chucks it. And then immediately he doesn't get it. It's like shake, shake, shake. And it stops. And he's like, oh, fuck yeah. And it breaks out because, we've all been there where it's like, oh, come on. And it breaks out. And then and he's like, whatever. And then he gets away. And in comes... he tries to do it again and he misses, and he winds up hitting a Spearow in the head. Then it summons all these Spearows, and they're all like fucking dive bombing them, and they're almost dying. And then Ho-Oh comes along in the sky, and it drops one of its feathers. And then Ash is like, whoa, this is fucking awesome. And he tucks it in his pocket. And then continues on. It shows some more stuff. Not a whole lot's going on. But then they fast forward, and they're like, all right. So Pikachu and him are best friends, essentially, is what we understand at this point. And then they're going up against Erica, who is the leader of the... oh, my God, why am I forgetting it? She's like the grass gym leader. Okay. I feel bad. It's like, I want to say it's Viridian, but I don't think it's Viridian. Anyways, so he gets the rainbow badge from her, which is the theme of this fucking movie. They start out and they're like, oh, check it out. Rainbow badge. Here you go, bro. And they're like, how many was that? And he's like, that was my third badge or something like that, which is not how it goes in the games. So don't even worry about it.
Does that mean he already met up with Misty and Brock, or are they not even in it?
They're not even in it. Yeah.
Really?
No,
okay.
This is like a complete different retelling. So he's all stoked about that, and then he's going along, and you see like Team Rocket. And
does he still only have one Pokemon?
No, he's catching some throughout. Yeah, so he has like
Pidgey, probably.
I don't even remember.
Butterfree.
He definitely has a Caterpie, and then that Caterpie turns into a Metapod, and it gets him out of a situation with a bunch of Primeapes, and like some shit goes on. And he winds up having a Butterfree for sure.
Right.
So they're at this little town, and he's just like, oh yeah, okay, mom, whatever, like that's great. He's like talking over, he's talking over like a screen of her, because that's what they have in Pokemon, you know. And then this kid comes in with a Vaporeon, and he's like, oh shit, like my Vaporeon's dying. I saw an Entei and we tried to catch it, and like it's dying now. And Entei is the legendary dog from the third Pokemon movie.
Yeah, the one that has like it looks like it's on fire kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Like so we just went from season 1 to season 2 pretty quickly.
Nice.
In terms of like Pokemon overall. And then a few other people are there, and they're like, oh shit, an Entei? I'm going to go catch that.
Oh, man.
And Ash is like, mom, I got to fucking go. There's an Entei. And he like freaks out, and he goes and sees it. And he's there with this girl and this guy. The girl has I want to say it's Piplup. I think that's right. It's the little like penguin bird water Pokemon. Turns into Empoleon later on. Anyways, it's from Diamond and Pearl.
Okay, cool. So it's not even the first gen anymore.
Exactly, yeah. We've jumped forward. We're in Diamond and Pearl. And then there's also a Lucario. It's another dude. He has a Lucario. And they're all trying to catch Entei together, but separately. And they're like throwing attacks at it. And Entei's like, fuck you guys, you pieces of shit. Brr. It's just like crushing them. Absolutely.
Is Lucario legendary?
No, Lucario is like kind of a special Pokemon in some ways, though. It was just made special. I can't remember if it was the TV show or a movie or what, but Lucario could like talk.
Yeah, I feel like Lucario sounds like a Pokemon that had his own story.
It kind of did.
What's it look like?
It's in Smash Bros. It's this blue thing with these metal spikes coming out of the back of his hands, and he like stands up on 2 feet, and he has like pants. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
So yeah, he's like a
dog person that fights.
Yeah, essentially. So
he's psychic.
The dude that has him wants to be a Pokemon professor later on.
Ooh.
Yeah. So he is trying really hard to like learn as much as he can about Pokemon. That's why he wants to see Entei. He's like, oh man, I got to log all this information. I got to keep all this stuff. Meanwhile, Ash and the other girl are just like, we like Pokemon. And Ash is like, I want to be the Pokemon master. I want to be the best and better than everyone and so good, and I'm a master. And the girl's just like, I just want to fucking be good and have fun. So they all team up for a little bit, and they, immediately get attacked by an Onix right after. And Onix is apparently way fucking scarier to them than Entei was, which is fucking weird, I think. A legendary Pokemon should be more intimidating than a goddamn Onix.
I don't know. An Onix is a giant metal worm. Like a massive...
It's not even metal. It's just rock.
Giant rock worm.
So
I'd be terrified of that.
They have this whole thing, and they go along, and then they wind up like having to camp out in a cave, but... It starts raining and whatnot, and then it jumps it back into the Pokemon series where there's a Charmander who's just sitting there, and he's like dying in the rain. And they're like, "Oh gosh, we can't have his like little tail go out." So they're like, "Oh hey bud, it's okay." And then this trainer comes back out from like the woods or some shit, And then Charmander starts running up to him like, oh man, it's my trainer. And the guy's like, get the hell away from me, you little piece of shit. And they're like, whoa, don't you dare treat Pokemon like that. Like, that's a huge dick move.
It's also a really good Pokemon.
Yeah. So he is like the bad guy of this movie. His name is like Cross or something like that. And he's just a huge fucking twat. And he has I want to say at the time he has... fuck, it was strong as shit. I don't remember. I don't know if he had an Incineroar yet, but he for sure had one of those boys. One of the big old boys.
Totally know what that is.
It's from Sun and Moon. It's the big cat one. Yeah. But yeah, he clearly like puts more importance in the Pokemon being strong and whatnot. So then Ash and his gang, they go out and they camp out in this little, I guess, cave type thing, and they're trying to keep warm and keep the Charmander alive and everything. They're like, hey, bud, it's cool. And then they were all getting ready for bed, and they like shared some stories and whatnot. And then Ash brings up like, oh shit, like check out this feather at some point. And then they're like, oh fuck, what's that? And he's like, oh, you know, a little bit of some that I got from the sky. And the Pokemon professor guy starts explaining like, oh shit, like a Ho-Oh, and there's a story in the legendary dogs, and that's all that stuff. And then as they are about to go to sleep, they were about to put away their Pokemon or whatever, so they did. And then Pikachu, like Ash is like, you know, I kind of feel bad, but like it would be smart if you did get in here because you're going to be cold. It's like fucking freezing. So get in this little Pokeball and we'll be cool. And then Pikachu's just like refusing. And then the other Pokemon pop back out and they're like, nope, solidarity. We're just going to like stay in our Pokeballs forever, or stay out of our Pokeballs forever. And then all these Pokemon start coming in with Entei. He's like leading a trail of Pokemon into the cave, and they like respect each other. I'm like, what's up, man? Cool.
Wait, they're just in the same cave that they're chilling at. There's like Entei's just like, hey.
They just like look at each other and like, cool, dude. And then a little fucking shadow comes over and starts spying on Ash, and it's Marshadow, which is one of the newer legendary Pokemons. And they explain a little bit about him and everything. Long story short, they have a very short period in the cave. Entei goes away, and they're like, cool, that was fucking killer. I'm glad we got that experience or whatever. And Ash is like, I'm still master or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then he finds out that
his mom's sick. He has to go back and take care of her.
Now, because of this feather, they are going like to this mountain, which is really important, and they find out this whole story about Ho-Oh, and you know there are these two towers, and this is how it was in the game. There was the gold tower and like the silver tower or some shit like that, but the gold tower got burnt down while the legendary dogs were in it. They were just regular Pokemon, but then they got revived from Ho-Oh. He has reviving powers, and he brought them back to life, and they became legendary dogs.
Do they know what kind of Pokemon they were?
No, but there are a lot of theories. The town itself, there are these Eevee girls, and they like dress up and dance and whatnot for all the different evolutions of Eevee. Mm-hmm. And people assumed that they were Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon, and they all got killed in the fire and brought back to life and became the legendary dogs.
Did this kind of pop up in Pokemon Origins? Like, wasn't this like kind of a story or something? Because I feel like I know about this whole...
It wasn't Pokemon Origins.
What was it?
But it was that online series. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it was... That one was called Pokemon... Wasn't it called Red Origins Red or whatever? Or no, it was that Pokemon series that was on YouTube every week. Yeah, that did pop up. Yeah, that's cool, man. You know, what's interesting about what you're telling me so far, it seems like it is a retelling of everything, but it's a massive blend of a bunch of stories because that Charmander, you know, being sick, that's a thing that happened. Yeah. You know, him running into the other legendary Pokemon, those things that happened.
Yeah. But all of this is kind of stuff that's happened in different series, and
they kind of smush it, which is cool. Which I really appreciate this because like it's not like cool new region. We all know 100 new Pokemon. It's just like there's all these Pokemon there at once, and I really like that. Honestly,
it was pretty cool.
From you telling me this, I haven't seen it, but in my opinion, like Yeah, that's kind of how it should be.
Yeah, and you know the movie, it's aimed towards kids, so a lot of the pacing, a lot of the jokes and whatnot are like very childish. Yeah. But like overall, I was like, this is pretty cool, I think. And the battling was tight too. So they get to this new town, and then turns out bad guy is there, but Ash is like kicking everyone's butt, and they're like, holy shit, Ash is the goddamn champion. Can anybody beat him?
He's been saying it for an hour and a half now.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, can anyone beat him? He's just so good. And him and Pikachu are absolutely crushing it. And then Cross comes up and he's like, what's up, bitch? I'm gonna fucking kill you. And then Ash
dies.
No, he's just like the stupidest piece of shit. He throws out Charmander. Now he has Charmander in his team. Like, they became best bros. And he throws out Charmander to fight
the Roar guy?
Incineroar, thank you, yeah. And I'm like, okay, first off, that's like fucked up, traumatizing shit, sending him out against his abuser, but okay, whatever. And second off, Charmander's weak as fuck, bro.
What's he got? Scratch and maybe Ember? That's nothing.
Yeah, so what happens is they're going up against each other, and then Charmander evolves during the fight, and it was pretty badass.
Does he evolve twice?
No, he just evolves.
He's
That's
just like,
the thing.
Charizard now.
Yeah, exactly, just once. And like they're doing the best they can, which is not much against a fucking Incineroar. But later on, Charmander or Charmeleon winds up evolving again, and so we got a Charizard in the team, and it's like a pretty fucking big deal. It happens like later on, but so we're going and we're following their adventure, and they're trying to get up to this mountain and whatnot. And the whole time, Team Rocket is kind of around, but not really. They're super passive. Like sometimes they're there for narration purposes in the series and in the movies and whatnot.
Sometimes they're also like used to be like, oh, we're at a sticky situation, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So it was just, oh, hey, we're here suddenly. I like Pokemon. And then they get shot up into the sky and are like, oh, we're blasting off again. And then that's about their whole purpose in the series or in the movie.
You know what's funny? Aren't they like teenagers?
I don't know how old they are, but yeah, I think that they talk about their like parents sometimes. Yeah.
I think they're like 16, 17. For some reason, when I was a kid and I'd see Pokemon, I'd be like, why? My head is like, why are these grown ass adults chasing it?
Yeah.
Turns out they're not adults. Turns out they're just like, they're teenagers also. I'm like, makes more sense. Still kind of weird though, you know? Yeah. They join a gang and the gang is just like, yeah, go get this Pikachu. Like,
yeah, no, you don't want that.
You know? Okay. So where we're at. So Charizard, we got a Charizard now, yeah?
Yeah, we got a Charizard.
And is that it? Or
I mean, we have other Pokemon too. You know, we have a Butterfree and we have Pikachu.
I'm saying like story-wise, there's still more to do, or is that kind of...
Yeah, no, there's more going on. So they're heading up the mountain, and Ash has been using his Butterfree. He's like, oh, I'll put the Pokemon to sleep or whatever. Whenever they get into a situation where that needs to happen, he's just like, oh, Butterfree will take care of it. So they go up onto this hill, and then they wind up meeting this like female Butterfree who's in danger, and it's a shiny Butterfree because it's pink, and that's the way the fucking shiny Butterfrees are. And they're like, holy shit, it looks different. And it's like, oh, it's because it's a girl. Whatever. Fuck it, stupid. And then his
I'm not having it. Don't believe it.
Yeah, exactly. So his Butterfree and this girl Butterfree become like mates or whatever, and they're like, cool, we're best friends. And they're like, oh, bye.
Also happens in the thing, right?
Yeah, it kind of happens in the thing, but then they're going up on this hill, and then they see all the Butterfree, and they're migrating, and they're like, oh, that's so fucking cool. Like, right on. We're seeing something that's amazing. And then they see that pink Butterfree, and Ash is like, all right, get out there, Butterfree. Like, you go hang out with her and, like, bye forever, which happens in the series.
Which is really sad.
Yeah, it was pretty sad in the series. It wasn't so sad in the movie, though. Because you're like, oh, this is sweet. Like, good for them. Pacing's really quick, and, like, he didn't spend too much time. But it was enough to know, like... He didn't
evolve it all the way through.
Yeah, exactly. It was enough time to know that.
Did he have a bandana? Because I feel like that was the thing.
That was not a thing. Was that a thing?
I remember Ash's Butterfree looked different. Like he had something that, for some reason in the original show. Like, and they were like, oh, that's right, that's Ash's Butterfree, and he's with that other Butterfree now.
Huh? Maybe there was a bandana in the original. I don't remember it at all though. But anyways, yeah, they go off, and he's like, cool, whatever, and he's heading up the mountain still, and they get up to the top, and then they're like, oh shit, this is the Hoa Mountain. They meet some like crazy old man who it turns out he wrote like all these stories and books, and they already knew him and whatnot from the books. And like, oh shit, it's this guy. And he's like, I've been looking for the Rainbow Hero, which is Ash. He was given the feather, and he's like destined to go do this great thing.
Destined to go see this bird, yeah.
He puts the feather up at the top of the mountain, and then it like blossoms into a flower, and like all this beautiful shit suddenly finally happens, and it was like the time that was supposed to happen, so he's going to do that. Then Cross shows up and he's like, I'm gonna fuck everything up. Meanwhile, Marshadow's being like pretty fucked up throughout this. Marshadow's been following him, that little shadow from the cave. And there have been several things that have happened where Ash, he got upset at Pikachu, and like Charmander and shit. Like he was just like, oh man, like if only fucking Pikachu would have been out there, and like Pikachu's stronger, but like Pikachu's not even, like, I don't even know. And he was just being moody and weird. And he was like, get the fuck away from me, Pikachu. I'm going to go into the woods and cry. So he did that, and Marshadow gave him like a crazy fucking nightmare dream. And it was pretty weird because he just like shows up in any shadow and he's like, and you're just like, that's not fun. That's like terrifying sounds. And Ash has this horrifying dream where he's going to school, and then he's on the rooftop, and then he's in the field.
Is this like a quick nod to the fact that some people think that Ash is really in the coma and none of this is real? So like he's at school, he's on the rooftop, and then he fell and he's on the field now, and then he's in a coma forever.
It's not even that.
And
it's
then
just
Professor Oak's really fucking his mom. Is any of that stuff?
No, it's not. Okay,
just a bad nightmare, huh?
No, yeah. Essentially, he's just like in a world without Pokemon, and it's our world, and we're like we're having a good nightmare. Yeah, exactly. We're having a good time, but we're in his nightmare. And I thought that was fucking hilarious. He wakes
up in cold sweat. It's like, oh my god, never.
Yeah, but then he winds up seeing Pikachu in his dream, and they like bond. And then he wakes up and he goes and finds Pikachu. He's like, oh fuck, Pikachu, I've been such an asshole for these last 2 minutes. I love you, and they're best friends again. So that's just a little bit of backstory on Marshadow and all the stupid things that happened. Ash was a whiny bitch. So they get up to this mountain and they're like getting ready, and there's a shitload of Pokemon up there, like too many fucking Pokemon to count. And they're all so stoked about this. And Ho-Oh's getting ready for everything, and like crazy shit's about to go down. But when Ash was having that like difficult time, it was told in the story that the rainbow feather will lose all of its color, and it'll be like a bad, evil feather. So it was losing its color, and then as soon as it came out of that dream and saw Pikachu, it like gained its color again. And we're like, oh, good shit. So he's going up against Cross, and Cross is like, fuck you, you're an asshole, because you're not the best. You don't even care about how strong your Pokemon are. And he is having a big old bad boy fight. And then he winds up taking Ash's like feather, and it turns black, and he plants it up at the top, and then Marshadow loses his shit, and he starts possessing all the Pokemon, and they're like beating the shit out of all the people and the Pokemon, and everyone's like, oh god, we got to do our best. And Ash is about to take this huge blast from Incineroar and like get obliterated, but then Charizard dives in the way, and it takes the hit. Or no, it wasn't Ash. Sorry, it was Cross was about to take that hit, but Charizard dives in the way and takes the hit, and he's like, "Holy shit! That little Charmander that like I raised just did this. That's amazing." And I'm kind of like, you know what? Fuck you, Cross. You're a piece of shit. And all this is happening. It's crazy. And then Ash is getting butt blasted as Pikachu is like trying to fucking help him, and they're having just the biggest difficulty because there are tons of Pokemon. It's like, what the fuck do you do in this situation?
Like World War II. Like people just fucking dying.
Essentially. So Pikachu's like, I will absolutely fucking save you, Ash. There's no way. And so Pikachu is about to like jump in and fight, but then Ash like holds him and he takes the hit, and Ash dies. Like straight up, he actually dies. And then
wakes up from his coma, realizes that Professor Oak's fucking his mom, and he's been, in a coma for years.
No, like him and Pikachu take a big hit, but he takes like all of it, so he like disappears, and then Pikachu's just alone and like has his hat on him or whatever, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty fucked up. And then
like cuts the black, credits start rolling.
Exactly. And then there's this little thing, and Pikachu and him like meeting up and like some spirit world together, and they do, and because he's a rainbow warrior man, and he like gets brought back to life because the Ho-Oh has chosen him, and Ho-Oh can revive people. But in this, like Pikachu and him are having a heart to heart, and instead of it being like Pikachu, he's like, I'll always be here for you, Ash. Yeah, and like fucking talks.
Wait, Pikachu speaking like
Pikachu,
English?
yeah, he talks to Ash like legitimately, and I don't think anyone was okay with it. And like,
I feel uncomfortable.
but here's the thing: I think it was that Pikachu wasn't actually talking at all. It was just like Ash understood Pikachu in that moment.
Like he was going Pika Pika P, and Ash was just like, "Oh man, that's
like now
my
I
homie.
get it. Yeah,
I get it now."
We talk. But man, it really fucking takes you out of it for a second. Like, I don't like that the Pokemon say their names.
That's kind of tough because I have seen Origins and I've seen this other one that's on like, the web series.
Yeah,
and they don't say their names, and I'm okay with it. They just make noises and stuff.
I really like that.
Yeah, but there's something kind of fun about how dumb it is that they do say their names.
Yeah, I agree.
Blastoise.
It's stupid or whatever. The voice actress for Pikachu fucking killed it, by the way. She was the best in the movie, hands down. Yeah. Just amazing. It fit so perfectly.
Question, is Pikachu a boy or a girl?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does.
I always assumed it was a boy at this point. But
is it
like
girl sounding though?
Well, here's the thing. Pikachus have different tails if they're male or female now.
Oh, okay.
But it used to be more of a debate. But it's a dude.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Females have rounded tails. Dudes have pointed tails. So,
cool.
Yeah. Anyways.
It's kind of weird how we've gotten to that point in our lives where it's like, now we know how to tell the difference between a guy and girl Pikachu.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking easy. Just look at the tails. Come on, man. So all this happens. Ash is brought back to life, and then they restore peace. Ash goes up and is like, "Oh, Ho-Oh," like, boom.
Thanks for saving me.
Yeah, and then he's like, "I want to fight you, Ho-Oh." Yeah, he's like, "I want to, I have a battle, like a friendly little battle." And Ho-Oh wrecks shit. And he's like, "Ha, thanks, man. All right, peace out, mountain people. I'm gonna go." And then his friends are like, "Man, that was fun. Later, dude." And like everyone goes their separate ways, and that's kind of the fucking movie, man. Not a whole lot. It was interesting though how it had all these little snippets, and it's like I remember that was a pretty big episode. It dealt with some more stuff, but I think the best, most interesting part about this movie, they killed Ash, which is like people die. We know gnarly, that, yeah. But his other friend, everyone has their own issues and whatnot, and they kind of addressed those for a second. But his other buddy, the one with Lucario, he had a Pokemon whose name I'm not going to remember. It's like Shinx turns into it. I don't remember what it is. It's a little spark cat. It's blue and black, and I can't remember the name of the big one. It's like, it's got a really cool name. I don't remember what it is, though. I feel like a dork. Anyways, that was like his companion when he was a kid and whatnot. And one time he got lost in the snow, and then this dude comes up. I wish I fucking knew the name. I wish I could just look it up right now. It's like Luxray. Luxray. That's what it is. So Luxray. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm 100%. Luxray comes up and is like, "Hey man, it's cool. You're in the snow. Like, no big deal. I'll just stay with you for warmth." And they chill in the snow. And then in the morning they wake up. The snow has stopped, but Luxray is dead. Like, he's frozen.
That's heavy metal, dog.
Straight up dead. So this dude has like weird issues with being close to things or whatever. And he doesn't want any Pokemon to feel any pain or anything like that. And he has weird guild issues over it. Anyways, Luxray just fucking killed itself keeping this kid warm. And that's was pretty fucking hard, dude. That's real. That was intense. So, like, we had a Pokemon death, we had a person death, but the person got brought back to life. So, like, who knows?
I would have loved it for it to cut to black and then credits roll.
Man, like the Toy Story 3, as soon as they all get, like, incinerated, just like,
Could have friended me. Yeah, no, man. Yeah. But yeah, okay, so question. For this animation, did it look like the new Sun and Moon animation?
No, it was different. It looked pretty similar to the like regular Pokemon animation that we're used to. Everything was new. Everything looked fucking great. They did a killer job at making me feel like I was thrown back into the old Pokemon, but they did a good job at making it also feel new. So I don't have much more to say about it. Overall, if you are a Pokemon fan, maybe give it a roll, put it on the background while you're playing a Pokemon game. But I would say it's not necessary for you to see it. Like,
no, it sounds like a fun watch. So it sounds like nothing bad with it. But it sounds like there's also like, it's not a mandatory watch.
Oh, no, not at all.
Cool, man.
Not at all.
I mean, I'm bummed out that I didn't get to see it with you just because, like, like hanging out and watching.
Oh, man. And there was this little girl. She was the cutest. She would sing along. Like, there was a point where it was playing the Pokemon theme song. and she was singing along with it. She was just like screaming and so excited and like giggly and just having the best time.
That's
and
good.
It was adorable. And she just got excited about these weird little things, and we're like, oh my god, this is the best. I loved it.
I haven't seen the new Pokemon, Sun and Moon animation.
Yeah.
I think it's ugly, but I mean, whatever. It's none of my goddamn business. I'm not the hugest Pokemon fan, but I would be interested to see this. I did see Pokemon Origins Red, which was like that 4 mini-series thing where you follow Red or whatever, and it's super hardcore, and at the end, like, he gets like...
That's what Pokemon Origins is, dude.
I did already see that.
Yeah.
I just didn't... I thought what we were talking about, what you wanted me to watch was the Pokemon... That thing that was on YouTube every week. I don't know what it's called though.
I thought you finished that though.
No, that I didn't finish.
Oh.
That one, but I did see that where they do talk about the story of like the 3 legendary Pokemon. They think there were other Pokemon that got brought back to life.
Because I remember I showed you a few of them because there were some cool ones, like the whole one with Chansey. They go into the haunted mansion. Yeah, and it was terrifying.
That was scary. The one with like the cops, and they're busting, fucking. Down walls.
Yeah, Magnemite. They like unlock the door with it. They did some cool shit.
Yeah, no. So I have seen Origins, and I did like Origins, and I would have liked more of that Pokemon because it was like it was real. Again, the Pokemon didn't say their name. And it wasn't like sugarcoating anything. Like I said,
God, I fucking love that.
Like the issue of like Pokemon fighting other Pokemon.
Right.
Like I think it's fucked up, but in Origins, it's like, look, man, it is fucked up, and we're not going to try to pretend like, hey, it's a good old time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, no, man, we're fighting things, and this is just the world we live in. It's like a grittier version of Pokemon.
I love that. Yeah, it was so cool.
I really enjoyed that. So I have seen that. And anyways, and I didn't dawn on me until after we got done talking. I was like, oh, that's right.
It's cool. You totally saw it, and we did. I think comparing the first movie with this is pretty good too, because you see how far it came. Like the first movie, it had this specific standalone story to tell. This kind of did, but it also wanted you to get like introduced into Ash and Pikachu and see their origin and see how everything goes. And it's like, I'm 10, I gotta go get a Pokemon.
Yeah, so hey, that's the show, right?
That for sure is the show.
So we are done. Thank God. I'm hungry. We're gonna go eat.
I'm ready to eat some ramen, hopefully.
Yeah, next week, I don't know what we're doing just yet, but we'll talk about it later.
We're gonna do some homework. We'll figure out what it is.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later. Anyways, if you like our logo, hit up Aaron from TurbyTops.com. Super sweet person to work with, super helpful, super nice. Tell her we sent you that way. If you like our music, hit up Tom Nasser. He's making new music. It's gonna be coming out pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
He's on SoundCloud and YouTube. It's Nasser, Nasr. Trip, where can we find us?
People can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. Same goes for Instagram. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. If you want to send us a tweet at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast Interfit.
And go ahead and shoot us an email, instagrampodcast@gmail.com. Guess what? We got a little request last week from our dear friend of the show, Sierra.
Don't know her.
Okay, well, she's a dear friend of the show, so I wish that you would know her a little bit more.
I'll work on it.
Okay, cool. And she recommended something for our 69th episode.
Was it a Rega 7?
No, it was not. That's not very ecchi.
It's edgy as fuck.
No, it's not.
The edgiest show out there.
Why is it that when you take off your headphones, you get super close to the goddamn microphone?
It's the edgiest show.
And you just like blow it way the fuck out.
It's the edgiest show ever. Anyways, what you want us to watch?
I don't know, some fucking horny shit.
Cool, we'll watch it.
Yeah, we'll check that out.
Because we already know what 69 episode is. We're doing an edgy episode.
Yeah, hell yeah,
which is your forte.
Absolutely. I've seen like 2 shows that are etchy.
I've seen a lot of etchy shows.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's the show. Yeah. Bye from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, don't forget.
Just add hot water. Jackbox was a lot of fun the other night, and I looked up the games for Jackbox 3.
Is there a third one?
Yeah. And they sound like they're so fucking fun.
Oh, we should do it.
So I'm excited for that. Yeah,
cool,
we'll do that. That'll be cool.
I like the bomb game. It's
fucking hard.
I was tired. And I would have kept playing. I wanted to get past
day 8. I could not think during that. I used to be a lot better at things like that. And I'm like, I feel like a fucking moron.
Dude, I never get them. I just read my rules and it's like, okay, here we go. And then if someone asks me to read my rule again, I was like, okay, I'm going to read my rule again. I just don't get them.
It's tough.
All right, man.
All right.